never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate.
Chapter 6. Jutsus and Dreams ##. Couple weeks later ##. A couple of days after Naruto found Hinata, he asked if she would like to live with him, to which she accepted, and they began to do everything together, living, eating and training. They would even sleep cuddled together. Naruto taught Hinata the Kage Bushin and even thought she could only make one, it was enough. They started sending them to the academy except in days where there was taijutsu training. Naruto also took Hinata to the Hokage and explained everything that happened. To say that the Hokage was pissed was an understatement, but since she was considered an orphan now, Sarutobi agreed to give her a month allowance until they became genin. Naruto suggested Hinata that they kept their connection a secret until they were older. He didn't want the villagers to give her the same treatment he receives. In the academy each took their different seats to not arouse suspicion. And so they started sending Kage Bushin to the academy and training together. Hinata during the last days got to meet the Kyuubi, and when she found him with the gates open she fainted. Now we find the couple in a training ground. Naruto pulled chakra paper and gave one to Hinata. Okay Hina, this is chakra paper. It's used to test elemental affinities, just push chakra to it and we will see, explained Naruto. Pushing chakra to his paper, it crumbled all together showing a high affinity for lightning element. Then the paper split in two and burst into flames. See, I have 3 affinities. My primary seems lightning and secondaries wind and fire, he said, as he already suspected fire and lightning from his father. After all, he was an uchiha and his Hiroshin is a radiant lightning element. Techniques of the wind must come from my mother. It was a shame that he didn't have any defensive element, but he could always create his own techniques. Hinata pushed chakra to her paper and it split in two, getting both sides wet. Looks like you have wind like me and also water. Now then, let's start training. I'll start with fire since our village is known for them. You should start with water because wind is extremely rare in Konoha, he explained, and both started the usual way. Naruto made 100 Kage Bushins and tried to burn a leaf, and Hinata getting it wet. Naruto and Hinata both went to the library in Henges. They didn't want any problems and got a few techniques for each of their natures. Naruto decided to go into the Uchiha compound since the Uchiha were known for their fire techniques, and with the Sharingan they should have plenty of techniques for all elements. Well, actually they would be breaking into a clan library and stealing techniques, but Naruto was an Uchiha so he should have access to them. Outside the Uchiha compound late night. Both Naruto and Hinata stood outside the Uchiha compound dressed purely in black. Naruto had his Sharingan active as well, Hinata's Byakugan to check for any other shinobis. Making their way through the gates and into the library that was located in the main house, they spotted their classmate Sasuke, who was awake. They quickly got behind him and knocked him out with a chop to the neck and made their way to the library. The library was huge to say the least, as expected from a power-hungry clan with copying eyes. The library was divided into sections: ninja arts, clan history, records and diaries. Both of them made their way to the shinobi section, and it had ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu sections. The ninjutsu section was divided in elements: fire element, water element, earth element, wind element, lightning element and non-elemental techniques. Each of this section was subdivided and had scrolls on how to learn each of these manipulations, but also techniques of various ranks. They started going through a few scrolls until Hinata said, "They are all blank," she said, getting a confused look from Naruto. Naruto could easily see the instructions for the jutsus until he discovered it. "I get it, only someone with the Sharingan can read the contents of the scrolls, to anyone else they seem empty. It's a neat trick actually," he said, getting a frown from Hinata. "Don't worry, I'll read them all and teach you the water jutsu I find," he said, making 20 Kage Bushin and started going through the techniques. Fire element. Kaden. Gokaku no Jutsu, Great Fireball Technique, C rank. Sends a massive fireball to the enemy. Kaden. Hosenka no Jutsu, Phoenix Fire Technique, C rank. Sends small fireballs to the enemy that burn on contact. Kaden. Ruka no Jutsu, Dragon Fire Technique, C rank. Sends a torrent of fire shaped in the form of a dragon towards the enemy. Kaden. Goryuka no Jutsu, Great Dragon Fire Technique, B rank. Sends a torrent of fire shaped in the form of a dragon towards the enemy. Improved version of Ryuka no Jutsu. Kaden. Karyuden no Jutsu, Fire Dragon Bullet, B rank. Created by Sandame Hokage. Sends a volley of small fireballs that melt anything or explode on contact. Kaden. Zukoku no Jutsu, Cranium Carver, B rank. Sends a fireball to the ground that explodes, creating massive heat wave. Kaden. Hisekasho no Jutsu, Ash Pile Burning, B rank. Sends a stream of chakra-empowered gunpowder and surrounds the enemy. The user can ignite the cloud by clicking its teeth, creating great explosion. Water Element. Mizu Bunshin no Jutsu, Water Clone, B rank. Creates a water clone with 10% of the original strength. Mizu Shuriken Bunshin no Jutsu, Water Shuriken, D rank. Creates and sends to the enemy water-formed shurikens. The numbers varies with the amount of chakra. Mizu no Muchi, Water Whip, C rank. The user creates a whip of water that can restrain or do the damage to the enemy. Sweden. Sushoha, Exploding Water Wave, A rank. The user expels large quantities of water through his mouth that crashed onto the enemy. Sweden. Baku Sushoha, Great Exploding Water Wave, S rank. Improved version of Sweden, Sushoha. Sweden. Deibakufu no Jutsu, Waterfall Vortex, A rank. Creates a waterfall that then crashes down onto the enemy. Sweden. Suiryuden no Jutsu, Water Dragon, B rank. Creates a water dragon that captures and smashes the enemy into the ground. Sweden. Sujinheki, Water Wall, C rank. Creates a defensive water wall. Sweden. Suuro no Jutsu, Water Prison, C rank. Creates a sphere of water that traps the enemy within, preventing their escape. Sweden. Tepudama, Water Bullet, C rank. The user launches couple O water bullets to the enemy. Earth Element. Tsuchi Bunshin no Jutsu, Earth Bushin, C rank. Creates an Earth Bushin. Doden. Shinju Zanshu no Jutsu, Double Suicide Decapitation Technique, D rank. The user grabs the enemy from underground and emerges from it, burying the enemy. Doden. Doryuden, Earth Dragon Bullet, B rank. The user sends many earth bullets to the target. Doden. Doryu Taiga, Mud River, B rank. The user creates a mud rivers that crashed into the enemy. Doden. Yomi Numa, Underworld Swamp, A rank. The user transforms the ground into a swamp that swallows and crushes the enemy. Doden. Doryuaheki, Earth Wall, C rank. The user creates an earth wall for defense. Doden. Domu Earth Spear, C rank. The user creates earth spears that emerge from under the enemy. Wind Element Fuden no Jutsu, Wind Release, C rank. The user breathes and releases a small wind that allows for reposition while mid-air. Fuden. Daitapa, Great Breakthrough, C rank. The user exhales a powerful and compressed gust of air that blows the enemy away. Fuden. Kei's Shuriken, Wind Shuriken, B rank. The user envelops his own shurikens with a wind layer that slices through everything. Fuden. Renkuden, Vacuum Wind Bullet, A rank. The user creates bullets of pressurized air that are shot at the enemy. Fuden. Shinkuaha, Air Blade, A rank. The user exhales a wind-like blade that slices through anything. Fuden. Atsugai, Pressurized Wind Bomb, A rank. The user exhales large sphere of pressurized air that explodes on contact. Fuden. Repusho, Wind Wave, C rank. The user claps his hands together and unleashed a powerful wave of air not needing to inhale. Lightning Element Raiden. Raikyu, Lightning Ball, C rank. The user creates a ball of lightning that is hurled at the enemy, shocking him. Raiden. Cage Bunshin no Jutsu, Lightning Clone, A rank. A shadow clone created with lightning chakra. When destroyed, this chakra is transferred to the enemy, shocking him. Raiden. Gion, False Darkness, B rank. The user emits a lightning spear from his hand that impales the enemy. Raiden. Jaibashi, Electromagnetic Murder, B rank. The user creates a wave of electricity that shocks everything around. Raiden Reikochu, Flash Pillar, B rank. An illusion technique that blinds the enemy with bright light. Genjutsu Kokuongyu no Jutsu, Bringer of Darkness, A rank. The user traps the enemy with a black void, blinding the enemy and dulling other senses. This illusion cannot be disrupted, only the user cancels it or is forced to release it. Megan. Jigoku Guka no Jutsu, Hellfire Technique, B rank. Creates an illusion that makes the enemy think he is being burned alive. Megan. Jubaku Satsu, Tree Binding Death, B rank. Illusion technique that grows a tree behind the enemy, freezing him place and allowing for the user to attack the enemy. Megan. Kasagui no Jutsu, Shackling Stakes, C rank. The user locks eyes with the enemy, effectively paralyzing him in place. Sharingan required. Megan. Kokoni Arizu no Jutsu, False Surroundings, C rank. The user cast an illusion over an area, altering its appearance. Megan. Naiju Kokoni Arizu no Jutsu, Double False Surroundings, B rank. This technique places an illusion within the original illusion to mislead the enemy should he break the first one. Okay Hinata-chan, I've got most of them memorized, let's go, he said, and both left the Uchiha compound with a large inventory of techniques to later practice. They left the compound and were walking home. It was still early or late depending on the perspective. It was around 2 a.m. Hey Hinata-chan, since we still have time, do you want to check out the Hyuga clan library too? Naruto asked. He knew it was a sore subject, Hinata's family. He still remembered to help Hinata achieve one of her dreams. Flashback, ## couple days after Hinata started living with Naruto, ##. Naruto and Hinata were eating together after their morning workout and started talking about their dreams and hopes for the future. So Hinata-chan, what are your dreams for the future? Naruto asked. Hinata was still a bit shy around him, but it was starting to change. At least her stuttering and fainting was gone, almost. I know I want to become a powerful kunoichi to prove that I'm not weak, but even though I was disavowed from my clan, I wish I could get rid of Caged Bird Seal and unite the families. I know I may sound naive, but even after my father expelling from the clan, the Branch family were always good to me and I want to help them back, she said with confidence. She didn't know it yet, but Naruto's personality was starting to rub on her. She was becoming more confident and even started helping Naruto in his pranks. You are not naive. You are a kind person and I did promise to remove your seal, and when I do we can plan to help the Branch family, he exclaimed. After all, with the help of his Kage Bushins and his father's notes on Fuinjutsu, Naruto was progressing rather nicely. End flashback. I don't know if it's a good idea. I would be hard to sneak in unnoticed, she said. After all, the Byakugan was frequently used for scouting missions and was extremely difficult to sneak up into a Hyuga member, much less break into the compound. Oh please, they all say they have the all-seeing eye, but that didn't stop me from breaking into the compound and placing hitching powder on their underwear, Naruto said, remembering the laughs the Hyuga received when they were constantly scratching themselves. That was you? She asked, surprised. Of course, they always were stuck-up pricks, but I didn't do it to you, he said, assuring her. Okay, if you are sure we can sneak in, then I'm in, she said. They made their way to the Hyuga compound and watched from afar. Naruto extended his sensing ability and found 4 guards guarding the entrances. Thankfully they didn't have the Byakugan activated. They made their way closer to the walls and waited for the guard to end his routine check. They channeled chakra to their feet and climbed the wall. Once inside, Hinata guided Naruto to the library, since Naruto didn't actually know the compound all that well. Once inside the library, the same thing happened in the uchihas, only a Byakugan user could read the scrolls. Apparently ninjutsu and genjutsu were practically non-existent. They must have thought it was inferior to rely on anything else other than their bloodline. Hinata quickly opened the scrolls and started copying them and giving them to Naruto, which he was storing them in a storage seal he brought. Naruto's Fuinjutsu was quite good for his age. He knew how to make simple storage scrolls of all kinds and was starting on medium-level Fuinjutsu. They left the compound with the specifics of the gentle fist style, which Hinata already knew the basics and the techniques they used. Hake Kusho. 8 divination signs, air palm. The user concentrates chakra on his palm and thrusts it forward, sending a chakra wave to the enemy. Hake Rokujuyansho. 8 divination signs. 64 palms of the hand. The user closes the main 64 tenketsus of the enemy at an amazing speed. Hake Hyakunijuwa Hachisho. 8 divination signs. 128 palms of the hand. Similar to the previous technique, however it closes 128 points, knocking out the enemy almost instantly. Hakusho Kaden. 8 Divination Palms of the Hand, Heavenly Spin. The user starts spinning and releasing chakra from all his tenketsu, forms a protective dome around him that deflects all attacks. It's considered the Hyuga ultimate defense. Armed with new techniques, they started training with more, mostly Hinata. She wanted to master the Hyuga Gentle Fist to later in life prove to them that with hard work one can outclass a genius. I was doing AD rank and came across this base, and after exploring it I concluded it belonged to Orochimaru, so I informed the Hokage. My work is done. Knock yourself out, Naruto said and left towards the Hokage's office. Hokage's office. Naruto arrived at the Hokage's office and saw him with a saddened and thoughtful look. Naruto assumed it had to do with Orochimaru. After all, he was one of Hiruzen's most prized students, a genius that comes once in a lifetime. However, he got caught in his own ambitions. I'm here, old man, Naruto said, getting the Hokage's attention. I don't even know if this should be called luck or not, the Hokage said, sighing. Was Naruto's genius of an answer. You said that you were low on cash and wanted a few D ranks missions, and you end up finding one of my old students' laboratory. Naruto nodded and the Hokage continued. Since you found it, I'm upgrading the mission to S rank. You are never to speak of it, and everything you found and saw inside you are never to reveal. Are we clear? The Hokage said in serious and demanding tone. Hi, Hokage-sama, Naruto replied as if he was a usual shinobi that brought a small smile to the man's face. I would call it luck, Naruto said, grinning. Well then, I'm gonna get going. See you later, Gigi, he said, and the Hokage nodded. Once Naruto left the room, the Hokage leaned back in his chair, lost in his thoughts. The wonders of D ranks, the Hokage thought, chuckling to himself. He got out of his thought and got back to work. The Hokage looked at the amount of paperwork and yelled. Damn you, Minato. Chapter 9. Academy Days and Graduation. 4 years later. The sun is just starting to appear and shine above Konoha. People are starting to open their shops for another ordinary day. However, to some people this is no ordinary day, if you can say so. 4 long years have passed and now both Naruto and Hinata are 14 years old, and today is graduation day. During these last 4 years their growth was tremendous, and if we were to estimate their current level of power, one can say that in terms of skill Hinata's taijutsu is Kage level, same as Naruto's ninjutsu and taijutsu. However, if we were to be realistic, their taijutsu is Jonin level because, even though they both use gravity seals to increase strength and speed, their bodies are still developing and can't compete against adults with also lacking experience. However, these rules do not apply to ninjutsu, even less Naruto. With his massive chakra reserves that dwarf even the Hokage of the Leaf in reasonable control. In fact, Naruto must constantly train chakra control because of his ever-increasing reserves. In fact, Naruto is a chakra powerhouse in terms of ninjutsu. With his high affinity for lightning coupled with fire and wind natures, all of them offensive ones, there isn't much of an obstacle Naruto can't surpass. In the last 4 years Hinata has become master of her own taijutsu style derived from the gentle fist, to which she calls flowing fist, which, much like the name says, Hinata, due to her natural flexibility, flows through the enemy, dodging all offensive attacks while closing the enemy's chakra points. Even though her own taijutsu style is extremely strong, she still is very proficient in the original, gentle fist. In Naruto's case, his taijutsu style is very different. He trained his father's style and mastered it. However, if the enemy had some sort of shield, attacking the enemy pressure points would be pointless, no pun intended. So Naruto developed his very own style, combining the best offensive style of the Goken, strong fist, and pressure point damage with the defensive style of the Uchiha's interceptor fist, creating what he call dragon fist. However, he can add one small twist, if you can call it that. Naruto, after his training in lightning, managed to envelop his own fists and foots in a coat of lightning chakra, which if makes contact with the enemy can either massively increase the power of the strike or send the lightning chakra to the enemy's chakra circulatory system to effectively numb the area of the hit. This taijutsu style is called Raken, lightning fist. Actually, since both Naruto and Hinata have wind affinity, they can create invisible chakra wind blades in their fingers. Invisible to anyone without dujutsu, of course. Using this technique they can inflict damage to wherever they hit, damaging their muscles and disabling the enemy. In the ninjutsu department one can say Naruto is a monster. With his 3 affinities completely mastered and all of them offensive, Naruto is a force to be reckoned with. His arsenal contains a vast amount of techniques for every affinity including a few creations of his own. Even though Hinata's has high chakra levels if compared to anyone her age, she has Jonin level chakra reserves when should be Genin. Her advantage over Naruto comes from extreme high chakra control rivaling Tsunade herself. Due to her control Sei learned a few medicinal jutsus for self-healing if necessary since Naruto has the fox's chakra. Going for the genjutsu section, let's just say the Naruto sucks at it. The only genjutsu Naruto is even able to cast without the Sharingan activated is Kokuangyu no Jutsu, Bringer of Darkness, a genjutsu created by the Nadaime Hokage and considered a kinjutsu due to the fact that even after activated it continues to drain chakra constantly. If we check Hinata, due her control she can pretty much use all genjutsu she knows but restrains from using the Kokuangyu no Jutsu, Bringer of Darkness, since she can't spend such amount of chakra. In the weapons section both of them are extremely masterful with kunai, shurikens and senbon but also kenjutsu. Naruto named the style he and Hinata learned Issei no Ryuken, Dragon's Cry sword style AN. Not my style, read it somewhere. Since the fact their shinobi life is about to begin, Naruto had previously forged their own swords. Naruto's sword was a Chikudo, straight single-edged sword, created with chakra metal for his lightning affinity. It was 20 inches long without hilt. The handle was dark orange with black stripes and in the center the Uzumaki swirl. AN. Check profile for image. Hinata has a similar sword being the handle in lavender color. In Fuinjutsu Naruto truly honors the Uzumaki clan. His ingenuity in the art of Fuinjutsu truly is amazing. Naruto is officially a level 10 seal master. Level 10 of 10. Actually Naruto even has some of his own creations and is currently working on his father's Hiroshin technique. However, the Shiki formula of the Hiroshin must be created for its own user, so Naruto cannot use his father's kunai. Since the Shiki formula is tied to the user's blood, Naruto has to admit that his father truly was magnificent in creating such a simple yet complex technique. Hinata also has training in Fuinjutsu but not so extensive as Naruto. Since Naruto used his shadow clone army to pretty much devour every book. In fact, I believe that Naruto managed to read almost every book in the library. One might not believe it, but Naruto focused a lot of shadow clones in politics and laws of Konoha since he would have to, one day, put up with the council. In the last section we have medical training. Neither of them have extensive medical training. Hinata can use a few simple techniques to heal superficial wounds. However, both of them have pretty good grasp of poisons and antidotes but also human anatomy. It's in here that the senbon come into play. Naruto can use senbon to mix with his pressure point taijutsu if necessary but also coat the senbon with paralyzing or killing poison of his own creation. All in all, both Naruto and Hinata are extremely skilled and resourceful shinobi even though they are actually civilians. However, any civilian that can use chakra can be considered a shinobi. Graduation day, Naruto's house. The sun was coming up, its beams breaking through the window. Naruto was peacefully sleeping but began to stir as the sun started shining through the room. Looking down he saw what most likely was an angel. Hinata was sleeping with her head in his chest, the sun hitting her pale skin making her glow almost like a goddess. Kissing her in the forehead she started to stir and yawning. Tempted to open her eyes she noticed a hand slowly caressing her hair. She knew it was Naruto. She didn't want to leave his warmth and tried to snuggle closer to him, burying her face in his chest. Naruto seeing this chuckled. "Hina-chan," he started, "we have to get up. Don't forget it's graduation day," he said as he made a cage bushin to go make breakfast. "I don't want to get up." She pouted. "You are required to be my pillow," she stated, to which he smirked. Pulling her chin up he slowly placed a kiss in her lips, awaking up his sleeping beauty. "Come on now, Haim," he said, rolling both of them with him on top of her. He placed a few kisses along her neck making her giggle. "Fine," she said, finally agreeing with the blonde. Getting up and starting to get dressed. "Hina-chan, it's time," he said, and Hinata nodded. Today was the day their masks would come off. They were more than powerful enough to protect themselves and let the world see who they really were. Of course they wouldn't show off to the world, but the dead last, Dobi, loudmouth blonde and the shy and kind Hinata were no more. Naruto now was about 165 centimeters, 5 feet 4 inches, and had 2 fangs of blonde hair that framed his face. He wore orange baggy pants with black flames in the bottom with white strapping in his right leg. He had white jacket with orange endings and mid-length black sleeves. In the back of the jacket it had kanji for 9. He wore black fingerless gloves with metal on the back of the hand and in each wrist bracelets with storage seals for kunai, shuriken, senbon and his sword and small belt with numerous other scrolls. Anyone who saw him now wouldn't even recognize him. Hinata was slightly shorter than him, but if we would compare to the rest of the class she would one of the tallest person there. She wore black pants with white strappings holding kunai pouch and a white bulky jacket with white fur. She also has a lavender piece of cloth tied in her forehead, a gift from Naruto. A.N. Like canon in part 1 without Hyuga clan symbol. "You look handsome Naru-kun," she said in a sweet voice that sent shivers to the blonde. "Boss, breakfast is ready," the clone said and brought milk and cereals, bacon and eggs for breakfast. They both silently ate and started preparing for the last day in the academy. Thank Kami, Naruto thought. After breakfast both left the house and headed towards the academy. Hinata was wrapped around Naruto's right arm. It didn't matter anymore who saw them. It was the beginning of their shinobi careers. The walk was rather calm. Many of the villagers didn't even recognize Naruto. Arriving at the academy they realized it was a bit earlier. They made their way to the back of the classroom and sit waiting for their classmates and sensei. Soon after their arrival the classroom started filling and moments later entered the almighty Uchiha Sasuke, followed of course by his horde of horny fangirls. Sasuke scanned the room and spotted both Hinata and someone with her. Discarding it he made his way to the first row and took the seat by the window so he could gaze outside when bored. Moments later Yumino Iruka walked thought the door. Said person had black pants and standard chunin flat jacket. He had brown hair tied in a ponytail and large scar across his nose. "Good morning class," he said. Checking the classroom and noticing he didn't get their attention he used his patented big head jutsu and yelled, "Silence." Everyone quieted down. Iruka started calling his students to mark their presence, until he reached Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto was about to answer when another one beat him to it. "Looks like Dobi if failing again," Sasuke said getting laughs from everyone. "Are you all blind?" a voice from the back of the classroom said. Getting everyone attention and looking at him like he was a ghost he said, "Yo," waving his hand, "Present, Iruka-sensei." Everyone was blinking at said person still processing that he was Naruto. Naruto?" the pink banshee aka Sakura asked. "The one and only," he said with his foxy grin. The whole class looked at the new look and was a vast improvement over the old one. "Gotta say the new outfit looked pretty good." Iruka snapped over the surprise and finished his list. "As you all know," Iruka started, "today is your graduation exam. At the end of the today those who pass will become shinobi of the leaf. We will start with written exam, followed by weapons, taijutsu and finally ninjutsu. Now let's begin," Iruka said and started handing out the exams. As he got near Naruto a discreet smile appeared in Mizuki. Mizuki was Iruka's assistant and like many others he hated the demon brat and tried everything so he could fail and have his revenge. Naruto sensed something strange about his exam and discreetly activated his Sharingan and discovered a well-placed genjutsu in his test. Making a half-tiger hand seal and saying in his mind, "Kai," the genjutsu dispelled and showed the real exam that Naruto started filling and after 20 minutes he was already done as was Hinata and both waited for the rest of the class. "Okay class, time's up," Iruka said and Mizuki got up and started collecting the exams. After which the class moved to the training field for the weapons exam. "Alright class, you have here 10 kunai and 10 shuriken that you must throw and hit the marks," Iruka explained and started calling names and each of the students moved forward for the evaluation. "Uchiha Sasuke," Iruka called and suddenly every fangirl was yelling, "Sasuke is the best. Go Sasuke show them." Hinata seeing this rolled her eyes and thought, "And they called themselves shinobi, Sasuke doesn't even care about them." Sasuke picked up the weapons and expertly threw them at the same time like the elite he was. Every single kunai HT dead center in the dummies as well, most of the shuriken except one that missed the high scoring area. Well done Sasuke, you got 19 out of 20, Haruka said, and the fangirl group went wild. Sasuke was going back to his place and bumping Naruto said, beat that Dobi. Uzumaki Naruto, Haruka called. The blonde simply took the weapons and realized that they were blunt, simply shrugging it off and discreetly channeling a bit of lightning chakra through them so they would stick to the dummy. He threw them all at the same time, hitting every single target dead center. Haruka eyes widened. Gee, good job Naruto, you got perfect score, 20 out of 20 inches, Haruka said, congratulating him. The fangirls of course started yelling that Naruto cheated, and Sasuke simply scowled. The blonde Hyuga Hinata, Haruka called. Hinata, much like Naruto, walked up and picked up the weapons and without flinching effortlessly threw them, hitting every single target like Naruto. Haruka jaw dropped. What is up today? Hinata never was good in weapons. Congratulating Hinata, Haruka finished the rest of the class and moved to the taijutsu exam. Okay class, for the next exam you must hold your ground against Mizuki for 2 minutes. Mizuki won't go very much on the offensive, but be prepared, Haruka explained. Uzumaki Naruto, Haruka called. Finally, I get my hands on the demon, Mizuki thought. Naruto, seeing the twisted smile in Mizuki's face, decided to make him suffer a little bit. Taking his stance, knees bent with right leg slightly forward, right arm extended forward with right palm facing the enemy while the left arm coiled near the waist. Haruka eyes widened when he recognized the stance. But that's the gentle fist stance, Haruka said. Poor Dobi, he even doesn't know what he's doing, Sasuke said, getting laughs from the rest of the class. Looks like Naru-kun is going to play around for a little bit, Hinata thought with a giggle. Hajime, start, Haruka said, and immediately Mizuki shot forward with a closed fist trying to punch him. Naruto slightly grabbed his fist and turned to dodge. Seeing Mizuki stumble forward, Naruto slightly touched Mizuki's shoulder, closing one tenketsu, disabling his left arm. What did you do to me? Mizuki asked, enraged as he couldn't feel his left arm. I closed the main chakra point in your left shoulder, disabling your arm. It's over, you can't win, Naruto explained. But how? You don't have the Byakugan, Haruka said. How in the world could Naruto be able to close tenketsus? True, however the chakra points are fixed in the enemy's network, so I can remember where they are and estimate their location seeing my enemy. After that I send a small burst of chakra for area of effect, since I can't actually know exactly where the chakra point is. But nonetheless it works, Naruto explained. He got surprised faces from everyone minus Hinata. To think it's possible to use gentle fist without their dojutsu, Haruka thought. You damn brat, you are going to pay, Mizuki said and pushed forward blindly. As he came close to Naruto he simply smirked and said, you are in my field of divination. 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms. Hake Rokujiansho, Naruto said, finishing his attack, sending Mizuki crashing to the wall and leaving him unconscious. Naruto left the ring area with everyone staring at him. He just pulled a main house secret technique of the Hyuga clan. Cheater, the fangirls yelled. How can that Dobi defeat a Chunin? That power should belong to me, an elite, Sasuke thought, brooding in his spot. Haruka gave everyone 30 minutes interval while he picked up and took Mizuki to the infirmary. Alright, since Naruto knocked out Mizuki, we are going to have the students fight in one-on-one while I observe, Haruka explained. Hyuga Hinata versus Yamanaka Ino, Haruka called out. Poor girl, try to don't get hurt, Hinata, Ino taunted, to which Hinata rolled her eyes. It was time to show them who they were. Hajime, Ino quickly dashed forward. Hinata simply raised her right hand aiming for Ino, channeling chakra to her palm. She said, Hake Kusho, air palm. A blast of air was sent and hit Ino dead center in her chest, throwing her out of the ring and onto the ground, leaving her unconscious. You cheated, it's taijutsu only, Sakura screeched, making everyone bring their hands to their ears. That attack is considered taijutsu. Sorry, Hinata explained. What in the world is going here? Hinata was never that good at taijutsu and Naruto always seemed like a street brawler, Haruka thought. Haruka picked Ino up and did quick check up on her and left her leaned against a wall waiting for her to wake up so she can pit it against someone, since he didn't see her do much. After the taijutsu exam was over, everyone went inside the classroom while Iruka called which student individually for the ninjutsu portion. Uzumaki Naruto. Iruka called and Naruto got up and made his down the stairs and stood in front of the classroom facing Iruka. Good luck, Dobi. You are going to need it, Sasuke said smirking. Fool, Naruto thought. Okay, Naruto, please perform the Henge no Jutsu, Iruka said, and there was a poof of smoke, and in front of Iruka was a man that, even though Iruka knew it was a henge, gave him shivers as he looked at his eyes. The man's eyes were glowing and it was the Sharingan. The man in front of Iruka was Uchiha Madara. Why of all people did you pick that man? Kyuubi asked. The Kyuubi despised Madara after all. You may not like him and he may have done more bad than good, but he still was a powerful shinobi and I have his legacy to honor, Naruto thought, getting sneer from the Kyuubi. Interesting choice, Iruka said, discarding the shivers and continuing with the exam. Now get ready for Kawarimi, said Iruka as he picked up a blunt kunai and threw it at Naruto. Naruto switched with a chair that was nearby. Well done, Naruto. Now do at least 2 bushins, Iruka said. Naruto always sucked at bushins and Naruto himself knew he couldn't create a single bushin to save his life. Bushin no jutsu, Naruto said and tried to release the least amount of chakra possible. There was a poof of smoke and in the ground there was a dead clone. The whole class started laughing. Still can't do a damn bushin, Iruka-sensei, is it okay if I use another type of bushin? Naruto asked. Sure, not problem, Iruka answered, wondering what kind of bushin Naruto was going to do. Kage bushin no jutsu, Naruto said. There was a poof of smoke and in front of Iruka were 10 perfect clones of Naruto. Naruto smirked at the reaction of his teacher. Iruka jaw dropped seeing Naruto pulling an B-ranked kinjutsu. Wow, Naruto. Kage bushin is a Jonin level bushin, congratulations, you pass, Iruka said. Naruto smirked and picked his hitayat in black and tied it around his forehead. Hinata went shortly after and she too aced the exam, however she could do perfect bushins unlike poor Naruto. Okay class, the exams are over, congratulations to everyone that passed. This year's Rookie of the Year is Uzumaki Naruto and top Kunoichi is Hyuga Hinata, Iruka said, happy that Naruto passed and not only that he was Rookie of the Year. What? Kiba yelled. How can the dead last be Rookie of the Year? He asked. Very simple. Both Naruto and Hinata aced the written exam, got perfect scores in the weapons exam but also taijutsu and ninjutsu, Iruka explained. Is nothing but a loser. I'm an Uchiha and elite. I demand a duel between us for the title, Sasuke said. It's your choice, Naruto, Iruka said. Let's go outside. Baka, Naruto said, and Sasuke smirked, thinking he could take him on. Hinata just shook her head, knowing where this was going. That idiot ill going to end up in the hospital. Everyone left the classroom and came to the training ground. Naruto and Sasuke stepped inside the ring facing each other, each one doing half tiger seal signifying they were ready for battle. Now this is a duel for title of Rookie of the Year, you can use anything. However, no crippling or killing strike, understood? Iruka said. Getting nods from both of them, he said, Hajime. Deciding to prove his superiority and intending to end this match quickly, Sasuke dashed forward and throwing him a punch. Naruto simply sidestepped the punch, he brought his knee and hit Sasuke's stomach. Sasuke bent forward from the strike, giving Naruto opportunity to give a chop in the back of his neck, leaving him unconscious on the ground. It's done, Naruto said, and of course the fangirls started yelling the Naruto cheated. Congratulations Naruto, you are Rookie of the Year along with Hinata, Iruka said, and both Naruto and Hinata left the academy with her wrapped around his arm. Of course Kiba, seeing this, got mad that Naruto was leaving with his Hinata. However, the rest of the class just kept wondering what happened today. Everyone except Shikamaru that always suspected that Naruto was hiding his true strength. Shikamaru may look lazy and unfocused, but he is also extremely intelligent and observant. Naruto and Hinata were walking together, going to have dinner out as a celebration for graduating and becoming shinobi of the leaf. They were walking to Ikirakus when Naruto sensed someone running through the woods. Of course Naruto remembered when Hinata was kidnapped, people running through the woods is always suspicious. Both of them decided to see what was happening and went after that person. Outpost Mizuki was running through the woods with a large scroll in his back, unaware that he was being tailed. Stopping near a small shack, he sit on the ground, opened and started reading from the scroll. With the scroll of seals, Orochimaru-sama is going to give more power than I can dream of, Mizuki thought out loud. Naruto and Hinata wearing this were about to jump him and retrieve the scroll when out of the sudden Iruka dropped in front of Mizuki. Mizuki, how could you do this? You betrayed the leaf, Iruka said. He didn't understand how his best friend could betray the leaf and steal the scroll. Simple Iruka, I want power, and when I give Orochimaru-sama this scroll he's going to give more power that you can dream of, Mizuki said. He pulled couple of shurikens and threw them at Iruka yelling, Shuriken Kage Bushin no Jutsu, the shurikens multiplied to 20. Iruka seeing this hesitated and ended up pinned against a tree. Mizuki took out a Fuma shuriken and dashed forward with it spinning, intending to end Iruka once and for all. Naruto seeing this jumped in the middle of them, kicking Mizuki back. Naruto, Iruka said, surprised to see him. Hinata, heal Iruka-sensei, I'll take care of him, Naruto said. Hi, she replied and started healing Iruka. You damn demon, have you ever wondered why everyone hates you? Mizuki asked and Naruto raised an eyebrow. No Mizuki, it's forbidden, Iruka yelled. 14 years ago the Yondaime didn't kill the Kyuubi, he sealed it in you. You are the Kyuubi reborn, Mizuki said, expecting to break the brat so he could escape. Are you an idiot? He asked rhetorically. Mizuki narrowed his eyes, wondering how it didn't do anything. I've known about the Kyuubi since I was 5 years old, hell I've been talking to him ever since. Did you even wonder why I have the kanji for 9 in my jacket? It's because I take pride in being a Jinchuriki. My life may not have been easy, but I'm happy that the Yondaime chose me, Naruto said, getting shocked faces from both Mizuki and Iruka. Enough talk, and since you broke the third's law I have permission to kill you, Naruto explained. Try it, Demon Fox, Mizuki said and took the last of Fuma shurikens and threw it at him. Naruto dodged the shuriken and went through a couple of hand seals and said Kaden, Gukaku no Jutsu, great fireball technique. Mizuki eyes widened when he saw the fireball coming. He jumped to the left where Naruto was waiting and gave him a fierce kick to the ribs, sending Mizuki crashing to the trees. Mizuki barely got up since he got a couple of broken ribs. Trying his best to find the demon brat when suddenly something grabbed his ankle. Looking down he saw a hand sticking of the ground grabbing him tightly. Doden. Shinju Zanshu no Jutsu, double suicide decapitation technique, Naruto said, dragging and burying Mizuki, leaving only his head out of the ground. Mizuki tried to get out but got nowhere. Naruto picked up the scroll of seals and caught a glimpse of a technique. Opening the scroll it said, Bunshin Daibakua, clone explosion, B rank. Closing the scroll he put it in his back and went to Iruka as Hinata was finishing to heal him. How are you feeling, Iruka-sensei? Naruto asked. Iruka was one of a few people Naruto cared about. I'm fine thanks to you, he replied. Moments later Anbu arrived at the scene and took Iruka, Naruto and Hinata to the Hokage and Mizuki to Ibiki. Hokage office. Anbu arrived with the 3 of them at the Hokage office. Naruto delivered the scroll of seals to the Hokage. Well done, Naruto. Due to yours and Hinata's help we managed to secure the scroll of seals and catch a traitor. I'm considering this a B rank mission. I saw what happened through my crystal ball and I know you learned a jutsu from the scroll. Just be careful with that one. Anything else I might do for you in compensation? The Hokage asked. He was secretly happy that Naruto took his training serious. Actually there is Gigi, Naruto said and got smacked in the head by Iruka. Show some respect to the Hokage, you brat, Iruka said. Hey, don't worry so much, Iruka, the Hokage said. I want to ask you if I could be on the same team as Hinata-chan and without Sasuke. We both know there will come a time I will need my eyes and I don't want problems. He said and the Hokage raised an eyebrow considering the request. I know what you are thinking. I bet you were considering placing me along with Sasuke and Hinata, since Rookie of the Year goes with Kunoichi of the Year and have a create a heavy assault team. Naruto explained and continued, however you can still get the same benefits if you have Kiba, Sasuke and Sakura for the heavy assault team, and you can have a perfect tracking team along with heavy assault with me, Hinata and Shino, since I have my eyes and I'm a sensor, Naruto finished. Eyes? Iruka asked. The Hokage, seeing Naruto asking him what to do, silently said, "It's up to you, Naruto," the Hokage said. "Iruka-sensei, if you promise to not tell anyone until I reveal it, I will tell you," Naruto said, and Iruka replied, "You can trust me, Naruto, you know that." "Look into my eyes," Naruto said, and closed them. Slowly opening them for dramatic effect, they were blood red with 3 tomos in each eye. Naruto's eyes were a fully matured Sharingan. "Holy shit," Iruka yelled. Naruto simply rubbed the back of his head. "That's why you transformed into Madara during the exam," Iruka said, and the Hokage raised an eyebrow. "Of course, sensei. I have a legacy to keep. After all, Madara was my grandfather," Naruto said. Iruka's jaw dropped hearing this. Naruto was the grandson of one of the most powerful shinobi to ever live. "Naruto, you really are the #1 unpredictable ninja of Konoha," he said, and both Naruto and the Hokage laughed. "Naruto, if you have a fully matured Sharingan, how could you be the dead last up until now?" Iruka asked. "Deception is a ninja greatest tool. I listened to some of your lectures, he said, smirking, to which Iruka just dumbly nodded. "All is well when ends well. Naruto, I agree with your request. Be at the academy next week for team placement. See you tomorrow," the Hokage said. "Naruto, Hinata, how about I take to ramen as a thank you?" Iruka asked, and of course Naruto agreed, jumping the air. The Hokage just shook his head, seeing all 3 of them leaving his office. He sighed and picked up the pencil. The Hokage yelled, seeing paperwork pop up out of nowhere. Naruto, hearing the Hokage yell, thought, maybe I should tell him one of these days. Chapter 10. Problems. Iruka, Naruto and Hinata walked peacefully to Ikiraku's ramen stand, a thank you from Iruka for Naruto and Hinata saving his life. Iruka got injured by the shuriken rain, but Hinata did a wonderful job healing them. Naruto, Iruka and Hinata sat down at the ramen stand. "Oi, old man, come here, I'm hungry," Naruto yelled. "Oh, Naruto, glad to see you," and Hinata, Tsuki said, and both nodded. "Okay, since Iruka-sensei is paying, you can start with 10 bowls of pork ramen for me," Naruto said, and Iruka widened his eyes, thinking if it was a good idea offering him dinner. "I'll take 2 bowls of vegetable ramen," Hinata said. "I'll take 1 bowl of shrimp ramen," say Hinata. Iruka said, getting her attention. "Were you faking with Naruto since the beginning?" Iruka asked. "Of course, you actually don't know, but we are boyfriend and girlfriend," she said, giving Naruto a kiss on the cheek, making the blonde blush. "Who would have thought? Damn, you are some good actors," Iruka said, getting chuckles from both of them. "Why did you hide your strength, even your relationship?" Iruka asked. "You know that I'm the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, right?" Naruto asked, and Iruka nodded. "And pretty much all the villagers and almost all of the shinobi hate me for carrying him. To them I'm a painful reminder on that night. You know that they tried to hurt or kill me many times. If the civilian council knew how strong I was, they would do everything they could to stop the demon from getting strong," he said. "The reason I decided to hide our relationship was pretty much the same reason. They would try and hurt her as well. I've already heard some calling her demon whore, and I'll be damned if I would let anyone hurt her. I would faster burn this village to the ground than allow anyone to place their hands on her. So we decided to stay in the shadows until we were strong enough to protect ourselves," he concluded. Iruka was surprised how the #1 knucklehead thought of everything. He would never in a million of years think the Naruto was so clever and insightful. "You certainly fooled me," Iruka said, and everyone laughed. They started eating calmly. "And you, Hinata, I get the feeling that you are not the shy girl," he said, pointing to her. She giggled and answered, "I was shy when I first met Naruto, but over the years I grew out of it thanks to him." "Also, who did you think helped him in his pranks?" she said, laughing, and Iruka jaw dropped. "Actually, I kinda liked acting shy and letting everyone else brag about how good they are." "How strong are you really?" Iruka asked in a serious tone. "Well, we've never matched against anyone other than ourselves, but the furball says we are around Jonin in terms of taijutsu and ninjutsu. I suck at genjutsu, so around Lochunin in that. Other than that, I'm level 10 seal master," Naruto explained, and of course Iruka didn't even know what to say. Poor guy. "Wait, If you are Jonin level, how the hell can't you do a single bushin? Iruka asked, and Naruto chuckled. Well, you see, one side effect of having a biju sealed in you when you are young is that you tend to develop large chakra reserves. I estimate I have about 4 times more chakra than Gigi, so, even though I have Jonin level chakra control, I still have too much chakra to perform a single bushin. Naruto explained. Iruka didn't know what to think or do. The academy dead last was Jonin level, had 4 times to Hokage chakra reserve and was a seal master, besides all that he had a matured Sharingan. Iruka did what he could do and fainted. Oi oi, wake up sensei, you still got to pay up, Naruto yelled, trying to wake the fainted Iruka. Council room. The Hokage was approaching a room. Standing near its double doors was an Anbu guarding it. The Anbu bowed to the Hokage and opened the doors. The Hokage entered the room, and to his left were seated the clan heads of Konoha, also known as the Shinobi Council, and to his left were a few important civilians known as the Civilian Council. Near the Shinobi Council were also seated 3 people. They were Mitokado Homura, Udatane Kaharu, and Shimura Danzo. They were former teammates to the Hokage in his genin days and are currently his advisors or elders. The Hokage made his way through the room and sat in a small table in front of the Konoha Council. Good evening to everyone. Now, may I know the reason why the council has been summoned? The Hokage asked in a bored tone. After dealing with all the paperwork, he still has to put up with the damn council. Yes, Hokage-sama, said one merchant of the civilian council as he stood up. We heard that the Uzumaki Naruto graduated from the academy. You cannot allow him to become a shinobi, he's too dangerous, he said. The Hokage sighed. He knew that this day would come. Naruto is not dangerous, he's already proven to be a loyal shinobi, but also graduated as Rookie of the Year along with Hinata, the Hokage said, and Hiashi raised an eyebrow hearing Hinata was Kunoichi of Year. This year's batch must be weak, to think that she was the best, Hiashi thought. He's clearly a demon, he stole the Rookie of the Year title from the Uchiha-sama, a pink banshee yelled, making everyone shiver from her freakish high-pitched voice. You should choose your words carefully, Civilian, the Hokage said, raising his ki, making her sweat. My law is still in effect. But Hokage-sama, you cannot allow him near the clan heirs, he could hurt them all, a fat merchant said, while the shinobi side rolled their eyes. Enough, the Hokage said in a serious tone. Many of you civilians may not know, but Naruto has already saved his village today, he said, getting confused looks from everyone. As you don't know, today one of the academy teachers, Mizuki, broke into the Hokage's vault and stole the scroll of seals. He was intercepted by Yumino Iruka and they engaged in combat. If Naruto and Hinata didn't show up, Iruka would be dead in the village without the scroll. Hinata managed to heal Iruka and Naruto defeated a Chunin. The Hokage concluded and everyone gasped. A fresh rookie from the academy defeating a Chunin is almost unheard of. You see, Hokage-sama, he's already becoming too powerful. We must kill him now and finish what the Yondaime started, the fat merchant said, trying to reason with the Hokage and put an end to the demon. You keep forgetting that this is a shinobi village and I, the Hokage, am in command of my forces. My word is law, remember well. This meeting is adjourned, the Hokage said, rubbing his temples. I'm getting too old for this shit, he thought as he watched everyone leave the room. Later that night everyone in the village was sleeping peacefully, including our favorite pair, Naruto and Hinata. They were sleeping like usual, cuddled together. Naruto had his chest pressed against her back, pulling her closer to him. 2 figures were seen dashing through the roofs. They wore the standard Jonin outfit for Konoha. The Hittite in the forehead, the Jonin flat jacket and black Anbu pants with white strapping in the ankles. So you remember the plan? One of the Jonins asked, getting a nod from the other. Let's get this over with so we can collect our pay, the other said, and rushed towards the destination. They arrived at the red light sector and very quietly made their way into a house. The house itself seemed old with a few patched holes in the outside's walls. They approached the window and saw the sleeping pair, the demon and its whore. They decided to make entrance through the roof, seeing that their bed was too close to the window. They quickly and stealthy entered the house and made their way into their bedroom. They were approaching their bed and one said, "This is your end, demon," and quickly drove 2 kunai through both of their chests. The Jonin smiled in victory until there was a poof of smoke and reveled 2 logs with kunai. they turned around and didn't like very much the view. They saw a Sharingan blazing and the Byakugan activated. Oh, the demon has the Sharingan. He probably stole it when he killed the Uchiha clan. Let's kill them, one of the Jonin said and dashed to the pair. Okay, Hinata, you take one, I'll take the other. Be careful, they are Jonin, we might be skilled but they have more strength than us, Naruto said. Hi, she replied and dashed to intercept one of the Jonins. With Naruto, why are you attacking us? It's a crime to attack a fellow shinobi of the leaf, Naruto asked, knowing pretty much the answer. You no partner to us, die demon, the Jonin responded and took the kunai and slashed horizontally. Naruto ducked and using his foot he stroked the Jonin foot, making him tumble forward. Using his momentum, Naruto lifted his knee and managed to strike him in the gut. The Jonin quickly recovered and jumped back. Not bad demon, let's take this up a notch, the Jonin said and quickly made a few hand signs and yelled. Doden, Tsuchi no Yoroi, Earth style, Earth armor, and enveloped his body in strong Earth shell. He's using an Earth shell. Good thing my main affinity is lightning, Naruto thought. They dashed forward and exchanged a few blows. Thanks to the Sharingan, Naruto managed to block or dodge every single one of them. However, due to enemy's armor his strikes were ineffective and he couldn't attack any pressure point. Naruto switched to his own nintaijutsu style, the lightning fist. Naruto charged his hands and feet in a coat of lightning chakra. He dashed forward and went for low kick. The Jonin jumped up to avoid it. Naruto quickly recovered and sent a massive punch to Jonin's chest, destroying his armor and sending him against a wall. That hurt, you damn brat, the Jonin yelled. They both engaged again but Naruto had the upper hand. Deciding to end it and going to help Hinata, Naruto sidestepped a punch, and infused his fingers with lightning chakra and pressed hard against the Jonin's head near the ear, discharging the chakra in his vagus nerve, sending the Jonin to cardiac arrest. By the way, the vagus nerve does exist and if pressed with enough strength messes up with heart's rhythm or something similar. I'm not a medic, rather an engineer, but I know a few things XD. Naruto left the Jonin shaking in the floor and left him to go help Hinata. He turned around to see Hinata having the upper hand until she made a mistake and the Jonin took the opportunity and went for a horizontal slash. Hinata, Naruto yelled. He deactivated his gravity seal and dashed at the top of his speed to help her. Knowing that he wouldn't reach her in time, he did the only thing he could and substituted himself with her. Naruto, now in the place of Hinata, was seeing the blade coming closer and closer. His Sharingan could be seen as a curse, for it was showing his death in slow motion. He tried to bring his kunai to block the sword but it was too late. Just as the blade was about to make contact, Naruto unwittingly channeled a massive amount of chakra to his eyes until they started spinning and reversing its colors. Suddenly everything became even clearer and time seemed to slow down even more. Naruto was watching the blade come closer and closer, and just as it was about to make contact with his skin, the strangest thing happened. The blade continued in its path as if slicing cleanly through him, but Naruto didn't feel any pain. The enemy Jonin didn't know what was happening. His blade seemed to phase right through the demon as if he wasn't even there. The blade left his body as if nothing ever happened. It was then he looked at his eyes. Instead of the blood-red eyes with black tomos, Naruto's eyes switched to being pure black, and in the middle a glowing red cracked circle with 3 red orbs on it. The Jonin didn't know what it was, but it was too late. Check profile for image. Naruto caught the Jonin's hand as it left him and broke his wrist, making him drop the sword. Naruto looked him in the eyes, with his Sharingan spinning, and said, "Genjutsu, forced sleep." As he said, the Jonin fell to ground unconscious. Naruto turned to Hinata, who was too stunned with what happened that she didn't even saw him approach. "Hinata, are you all right? Are you hurt?" Naruto asked, concerned with her. "I'm not hurt thanks to you," she said, and hugged him and cried. "I can't believe they would drop so low to attack us in the night. I guess I was too optimistic," Naruto thought. They separated until Hinata looked at him and gasped. "Naru-kun, your eyes," she said. Naruto didn't know what she was talking about and went to the bathroom and looked in the mirror and raised an eyebrow. "What the hell is this?" he thought. "That kid is the next form of the Sharingan, knows as the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. You are very lucky to have awakened it. That particular eyes only awakens in life and death situations or through intense training," the Kyuubi explained. "So that's why that blade passed right through me. It must be a power of it," he thought. "I guess," but I never seen that one in particular. I've seen Madara's techniques using those eyes, but I don't know how to use them, so you will have to figure it out. Deal with the intruders. I'll explain something about those eyes later, the Kyuubi said, and Naruto nodded and quickly went the Jonin that survived and tied him up, placing a chakra restricting seal in him. Couple of minutes later, the body of the dead Jonin was sealed in a scroll that Naruto would later take to the Hokage. He picked up a glass of water and splashed it on the Jonin's face, awaking him. "Hi there, buddy. Let's talk now," Naruto said in a sweet voice that sent shivers even to Hinata, that had her Byakugan active to see if he would lie. "Damn demon, I'm not saying anything, you might as well kill me now," the Jonin said, trying to hide his fear at being at the mercy of the demon after trying to kill his lover. "Where's the fun in killing you?" Naruto said, and activated his normal Sharingan and said, "Megan, Jigoku Guka no Jutsu, Hellfire Technique." The Jonin was trapped in the Genjutsu and felt like he was being burned alive. Since he was tied up and had chakra restriction seal, he couldn't break the illusion. This went on for a few minutes until the Jonin decided he couldn't bear it anymore. "Oh okay, I'll talk. Please stop," he begged, until Naruto ended the jutsu and looked him with his Sharingan along with Hinata checking for lies. "Listen well, I'll only say this once," Naruto said with his Sharingan glowing, making the Jonin nod quickly. "Why did you decided to attack us?" Naruto asked. He wanted to know why all of a sudden they decided to take such a direct approach against him. "It was a deal, me and my friend would kill you for a payment," the Jonin explained, looking at the corpse of his friend and thinking it was a mistake to accept it, but it was too late now. "I see, and who requested the mission?" The Jonin hesitated in telling him who asked for the death of the demon. Naruto deactivated his Sharingan and locked eyes with the Jonin. His cold blue eyes that seemed to penetrate his soul made him flinch. "It was Tuno Kanta, a merchant of this village and belongs to the civilian council," the Jonin answered, and Naruto already suspected it would have been one of the civilians with wealth enough to wire two Jonins. "Hinata, he's telling the truth?" Naruto asked, and Hinata nodded. Naruto turned to the tied-up Jonin and smirked. "What are you going to do to me?" the Jonin asked in a fearful voice. He didn't want any more pain. He preferred a quick death. "As much I would like to kill you now, I won't. I'm delivering you to the Hokage tomorrow morning with your friend over there, and after that I'm calling for the execution of said civilian," Naruto said, and went behind him and knocked him out with a quick chop the neck. "What do we do now?" Hinata asked. They were too pumped up to sleep now. "It's 4 a.m. The Hokage's office opens at 7, so in the meantime I'm placing a few security seals around the house to make sure this doesn't happen again," he said. Naruto went to Hinata and kissed her. He hugged her and whispered, "I'm sorry, it's my fault. They were after me," Naruto said. He was sad and mad that the villagers would try to kill even her. "It's not your fault, and besides, don't think this is enough to drive me away from you," she replied, and gave him a passionate kiss. "Thank you," Naruto said, happy to have found the woman he would spend the rest of his life with. Naruto went to the walls and quickly placed security and privacy seals, and a chakra detector seal lock at the door. With his Kage Bushin, it only took him around an hour to fully seal his apartment, making sure that whoever tried to break in would have a nasty surprise. They both laid in bed with Hinata snuggled together until she fell asleep in the safety of his arms. This wasn't how he intended to start his day. Naruto drifted off to sleep and went to his mindscape to talk with the Kyuubi. "So Kyuubi, what did you want to tell me about my new eyes?" Naruto asked, excited to have unlocked the eyes that made Uchiha Madara so powerful. "Okay Kit, this is going to be long story, so shut up and list well," the Kyuubi said, and Naruto nodded. It all began a few thousand years ago. The human race was living peacefully among each other until one day a fearsome beast appeared. No one knows where it originated, but it was too powerful for humans to defeat. Many thought it was a punishment from the gods. The beast itself had 10 tails and was known as the Jubi, 10 tails. Nothing seemed to be able to stop until a man appeared and faced the beast alone. The man managed to defeat the beast by sealing it inside his own body. He would later be known as the Raikudo Sennin, the father of all ninjutsu. The man was hailed as a hero for defeating the beast and was considered by all a god among men. However, he too aged and sooner or later came to his old age. Knowing that in his death the beast would be set free, he split its chakra in 9. thus creating what you know now as the nine-tailed beats, going from one tail to me, the nine tails. You were with me so far? The Kyuubi asked. Seeing Naruto nod, he continued. During his life the Raikudo Sennin had two sons. The older son received his eyes and founded the Uchiha clan, while the younger one received his body strength and was the progenitor of the Senju clan. In his deathbed, Raikudo Sennin had to choose which of his sons would carry on his legacy. Due to the younger son's ideals, he chose him. However, this didn't agree with his brother. His older brother thought that since he was the eldest, it should be him to lead the world in his father's place. Angered at his younger brother and father, he tried to fight his brother for the place, but he lost. Having lost, he realized that he needed to gather more forces and end the Senju line before it even began, but he realized that being alone it would take too long to build a clan, so he did a blood ritual to transform, so to speak, ordinary civilians into uchihas. Okay, the story ends here. You understood everything? The Kyuubi asked, and Naruto replied, yes, I think I got it. The Raikudo had two sons, and older one did blood ritual to increase his clan faster so that he could defeat the Senju brother. That's right. Now about your eye. You see, the descendants of the older brother are pure-blooded uchihas, while the others that were born out of the ritual were known as half-blooded uchihas. Nowadays no one even knows that distinction anymore. The key difference between the two is the activation of the Mangekyo. If you were part of the half-blooded side, you would have to kill someone close to you and experience the emotion of that loss in order to awaken it, and even after awakening it, as you were using your eyes, you were constantly losing sight until becoming permanently blind unless you removed your eyes and placed in its place the eyes of your brother, father, or someone directly related to you. In doing so you would achieve the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. However, the pure-blooded uchihas achieved the Mangekyo differently. They activated those eyes in the heat of battle and in life and death situations, and when they achieve it, it was already in its eternal form. The line of pure-blooded uchihas was Uchiha Madara's line. Since he only had Minato and his brother didn't have any son that we know of, currently you are the last of the pure-blooded line. The Kyuubi concluded. Does that mean that one day my sons would be able to have the Mangekyo? Naruto asked. Yes, since the Sharingan gene is dominant, only one of the parents is necessary, and you being pure-blooded, your sons would awaken the Mangekyo in its final form like you, the Kyuubi answered. It's good. I wouldn't even think about killing someone close to me for power. I have a question though. I've read that Madara stole his brother's eyes. Naruto wondered. You can't trust everything you read. He might have stolen them, but he didn't need them, the Kyuubi replied. Now that I think about it, that Baka is constantly bragging about being an Uchiha and he isn't even pure-blooded, Naruto said, laughing. Thanks. It's almost 7 a.m. I'll see you later, Naruto said and left the mindscape. Naruto got up and picked up the scrolls containing the two Jonin. He and Hinata got dressed and made their way to the Hokage Tower to start the day by giving the old man a nice early, fresh headache. Hokage Tower. The Hokage was currently leaning in his chair enjoying a cup of hot tea to jumpstart him in his paperwork. It truly was the nightmare of all cages. Suddenly there was a knock on his door. Come in, the old Hokage said. The door opened and he saw an unhappy Naruto carrying two scrolls with Hinata. This can't be good, he thought. Naruto-kun, how are you doing? He asked. We are doing fine, better than these two in fact, Naruto replied and tossed the scrolls to the Hokage. Naruto, what is this? The Hokage asked. Open them and see for yourself. The Hokage opened both scrolls and saw it was a sealing scroll. He channeled chakra through both of them and on the floor appeared a dead Jonin while the other was tied up but awake. Naruto, what's the meaning of this? The Hokage asked in a serious tone. Naruto walked to the tied-up Jonin and removed the duct tape from his mouth and asked, would you do the honors? To which the Jonin quickly replied. We were hired by Tuno Kanta to kill the Dem. Naruto didn't allow him to finish the sentence and it sent him a cold glare with his Sharingan. The man gulped and continued, Uzumaki Naruto. Geez, what a mess. The other is dead, I suppose. The Hokage asked and Naruto nodded. I had to end him quick, otherwise Hinata wouldn't be here, he said and placed a hand on Hinata's shoulder, pulling her closer. I should have suspected. Yesterday council meeting was about you and didn't end well, the Hokage said, sighing. At least neither of you got hurt. Don't worry Naruto, the man responsible will be considered a traitor for attacking a shinobi and will be dealt with, the Hokage said, glaring at the Jonin. It was pitiful to see his shinobi fall so low that they would try and kill a fellow partner. You know, old man, I actually find it funny, he said, chuckling. Seeing the confused face of the Hokage, he continued, they tried to kill me because they were afraid I would grow up too powerful and would someday attack the village. However, they ended up giving me more power, he said, activating the Sharingan and shifting into the M's and showing it to the Hokage. And Naruto, is that what I think it is? The Hokage said with his eyes widened. Yup, old man, I present to you my eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, he said, smirking, making his eyes spin. He started explaining everything he knew about the pure-blooded uchihas and the activation of this eye. The Hokage had his jaw on the floor while he was processing everything he heard. He snapped out of his stupor and said, so that means that Itachi will end up blind, unless he gets the eyes of Sasuke, the Hokage said. That's right, however Sasuke must have unlocked his Mangekyo, and knowing him, if he ever finds out about it, he probably wouldn't hesitate to end the life of someone close to him, Naruto replied in a serious tone. I'll try to keep to a watch on him. Naruto, in the meantime, keep those eyes hidden, now even more. Uchiha Madara was one of the strongest shinobis to ever live because of the Sharingan. You still need to learn how to use them, so keep it quite okay. The Hokage asked, and Naruto nodded and left the room. The Hokage flared his chakra and in front of him appeared an Anbu. Take the one alive to Ibiki and Anko. Also get Tuno Kanta and send him to Ibiki as well, the Hokage ordered. I'm really getting too old for this shit, the Hokage thought. Chapter 11 Teams and Missions. The remaining of the week went by without any trouble at all. However, both Naruto and Hinata were extra weary when walking outside of their house. Naruto placed a few layers of defensive seals in his house, so his house was very secure. Anyone who tried to force their way in would meet a pleasant 100.000 volts trough their skulls. During the last week, Naruto and Hinata did a bit of a research about the possible Jonins that could their sensei. Also, Naruto managed to finish his Hiroshin seals. He pressed harder so he could use it to always be present should Hinata need him at any time. However, he still hasn't mastered the technique, so it isn't battle ready. Flashback. Both of Naruto and Hinata were at home. Hinata was preparing dinner while Naruto was in the living room working on his seals. Hey Hinata-chan, come here, Naruto said, and Hinata walked out of the kitchen. Naruto thought she seemed even more beautiful with her hair strapped in a ponytail while wearing a lavender apron. Do you need anything, Naruto-kun? She asked. Naruto approached her and gave a slight kiss in the lips. I have a present for you, he said with his hands behind his back, taunting her to try and take it from his hands. Finally giving up, she pouted and Naruto smirked, giving her a wrapped gift. She unwrapped it, found a small ring and gasped. The ring was pure shining silver. It had the form of a fox. The ring started with the head of a fox and ended with its tail. Check profile. It's beautiful, thank you, she said, hugging him. Glad you like it, but this ring is special. Not only says that I love you but also contains the Hiroshin Shiki formula, which means that if you are in trouble just channel some chakra into the ring and I'll be there in flash, he explained, and she gave him a passionate kiss, showing him her undying love. End flashback. Another thing that Naruto tried to work on during this week was his new Sharingan. He had to admit this new form was fucking awesome. Kyuubi also explained the powers he knew of the Mangekyo Sharingan since he saw Madara using them. Flashback. Naruto was lying in his bed trying to fall asleep but was finding it hard. Since the murder attempt on both him and Hinata a couple days ago, even though he secured his house, he was always on alert. Deciding to pass the time, he went to his mindscape to talk to the Kyuubi about his new eyes. Actually, Naruto changed his mindscape. It was no longer that old sewer, now it was a vast forest with nearby mountains and plenty of animals so that the Kyuubi wouldn't be bored. Hey furball, Naruto said, and Kyuubi glared at him. What do you want, brat? I was trying to sleep, the Kyuubi said. I can't sleep, so I just thought you would explain me the new powers I can use with my new eyes. He said. Like I told you, I only seen him use them, I can't even be sure if you can use them. For instance, that power you used last time, I never saw Madara using it, so more than likely the Mangekyo not always has the same powers. The Kyuubi explained. Well, that sucks, Naruto replied. It doesn't mean you can't use them. I will explain the powers I saw, so listen well. First, one of the power is an extremely powerful genjutsu called Tsukuyomi, God of the Moon. Once you lock eyes with the enemy, you can cast the technique and the user is trapped. Inside the technique you are Kami, God. You can create and manipulate everything, even time itself. You can make the time pass differently from the outside. It can be 3 days in your technique, but in the real world it only has been a couple of seconds. The difference in this time varies with your skill. Also, this genjutsu is nearly unbreakable. Another power I saw is called Amaterasu, God of the Sun. It's the highest level of Kaiden ninjutsu known. With your eyes you can summon or put out the so-called Amaterasu flames. These are black flames that burn anything in its path and don't disappear until the target you want is completely incinerated. It doesn't matter if you even use Ensweeten jutsu. They never die until the target is gone. The last power, and probably the most powerful, is a defensive armor with offensive capabilities. It's called Susanoo, God of the Sea and Storms. It creates an humanoid-like shaped armor around you. The more chakra you send, the stronger and bigger it gets. I've seen the Susanoo's perfect form, and let me tell you, it's not something you want to face. This humanoid armor also carries a shield for defensive purposes, like deflecting more powerful focused attacks, but also a sword for offense. You got all of it? The Kyuubi concluded and asked for confirmation. I'm awesome, believe it, Naruto shouted, excited with such awesome powers. He still is an idiot, the Kyuubi thought. Now you know. Leave. I'm going to sleep, the Kyuubi said, ordered. End flashback. With the final week now over, we find Naruto and Hinata at home finishing up their breakfast. Today they would find their teams and meet their Jonin sensei. Are you ready, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked, getting a nod. He held her arm and vanished in a lightning shunshin towards the academy. They arrived at the roof, not wanting to arouse many questions. They made their way down to their respective classroom. The room was already filled with their friends, however Iruka-sensei still hadn't arrived. Hinata made her up the stairs and sat in the back row. Naruto of course followed her, but as he was walking he was met by the glare of one Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke was still pissed by losing to the Dobi, the dead last of the academy. How could trash like that defeat me, an Uchiha? Next time he'll beg for mercy, Sasuke thought, smirking. Even thought Naruto had grown up physically but also mentally. He still couldn't resist a few taunts, especially from Sasuke, a fellow clan member, so to speak. They stayed like this a few minutes, glaring at each other until Sasuke had enough and turned away, plotting the various ways he could ice his brother. Naruto walked up the stairs to join Hinata when another problem appeared in the form of Inuzuka Kiba. Hey Hinata-chan, how are you? Kiba asked as he moved to sit next to her. I'm fine, Kiba. Stop. That sit is for Naruto-kun, she replied. How come on, Hinata-chan? I'm better than him, an alpha, Kiba said, rubbing his finger in the bridge of his nose. Kiba, of course being from the Inuzuka clan, had a high sense of pride and manliness, due to the fact that is male and heir to the clan. I don't care what you are, Kiba, and I told you that I like Naruto, she said in an asserting tone. Kiba even took a step back. The shy Hinata he knew was no more. Kiba, stop hitting on my girlfriend, Naruto said as he approached both of them. He passed Kiba, who sneered at him, and sat next to Hinata and kissed her on the cheek to further make his point on Kiba. Stop pesturing her, Kiba yelled, gathering the attention of most of the class and waking up the resident genius. Damn it, Kiba, do you have to be so loud? Troublesome, Shikamaru said as he yawned and tried to resume his sleep. Just forget him and go back to your cloud watching, Naruto said. Smart ass, Shikamaru replied and went back to sleep. Kiba, Hinata is with me, so I would appreciate if you stop bothering us, Naruto said, raising his ki, making him sweat and furthering his points. On top of Kiba's head was a small white dog called Akamaru. He was Kiba's partner to their collaboration ninjutsu. Akamaru just said, Alpha, however Kiba didn't listen and tried to punch Naruto. What no one saw coming was that Naruto didn't move an inch. It was Hinata that got up and gave Kiba a Juken strike to the chest, leaving him on the ground clutching in pain. Don't you think it was too much, Hina-chan? Naruto whispered to her. I'm tired of him always trying to get me to go out with him. Hinata replied, getting a nod from Naruto. I'm giving Hinata a bit of her personality from the movie Road to Ninja. Someone has to keep Naruto in check. Kiba slowly got up and went to a different seat while glaring daggers at Naruto. A few minutes passed and running was heard in the classroom. Suddenly the door opened and in came running Sakura and Ino. First place, Sakura yelled and trying her best to regain her breath. What are you talking about? My foot was clearly ahead of you, Ino replied. Sakura took her opportunity to run to the seat near Sasuke, however it was occupied by Kiba. Kiba, get out so I can sit with Sasuke-kun, the pink banshee said. Kiba simply scowled, wondering what Sasuke had that he didn't. Deciding to prove he was alpha male in the class, he jumped into the table and starting glaring at Sasuke. Their eyes a few inches apart. Suddenly one of the students in the row below got up and pushed Kiba forward towards Sasuke. To Kiba everything went in slow motion, he was getting closer to Sasuke, too close. Thump thump, his face connected with Sasuke, however this connection was rather unfortunate as they connect with their lips. The entire class froze seeing the most desired male, which was Sasuke kissing the alpha male. Shikamaru woke up and stared in the event. Choji stopped eating, even Shino slightly dropped his glasses. Looks like Kiba finally found his girl, Naruto said loud enough for everyone to hear. The whole male class laughed at the event except the fangirls who were plotting Kiba's murder. Kiba and Sasuke immediately separated and quickly enough Kiba received his faith at the ends of the fangirls, leaving him in the ground in a bloody mess. Everyone quieted down after the event and suddenly the front door of the classroom opened and Iruka entered with a stack of papers beneath his arms. Morning class, Iruka said, and was surprised he didn't need his patented big head jutsu to silence his class. After today every one of you are now ninja of the leaf, but you mere genin, Iruka started, the difficult part is only beginning. You will now be divided in teams of 3 members and will be taught by a Jonin sensei. We tried to balance the teams. So here they are. Team 1. Naruto at this time dozed off. Team 7. Haruno Sakura, Uchiha Sasuke, Inuzuka Kiba, your sensei will be Hatake Kakashi, Iruka said. Naruto was happy that the Sandaime took his suggestion and didn't put him with the Uchiha. Kiba of course wasn't happy he was with the Uchiha, he would need to show him who the alpha was. Team 8. Uzumaki Naruto, Hyuga Hinata, Aburame Shino, your sensei will be Yuhi Kurenai, Iruka said, and of course Naruto and Hinata were extremely happy they would be together in their team. Shino was a quiet person, he always kept to himself. He was logical, a good strategist and long-range fighter, so it was a well-rounded up team. Hinata was more skilled in taijutsu, Naruto was ninjutsu, and they had Shino long-range support. Even if Hinata was disavowed, she still kept her name since she wasn't adopted. Team 9 is still in circulation. Team 10. Yamanaka Ino, Nara Shikamaru, Akamichi Choji, your sensei will Sarutobi Asuma. I will be leaving now, your senseis will be here in a moment, Iruka concluded. Hinata-chan, can I trust Kurenai sensei? You know her, right? Naruto asked. You can, she's a good and kind person but also a strong jonin. She's like a big sister to me. Are you going to tell her about the Sharingan? Hinata replied and asked. I think I should, I mean we are going to a team, right? He asked and Hinata nodded. The classroom door opened and 2 jonin entered. The first one had the traditional jonin clothes. He wore black anbu pants and the jonin flat jacket. He was a tall man with black spiky hair, brown eyes and beard. He also had the 12 guardian ninja sash with the kanji for fire. This person was Sarutobi Asuma and was the son of the Sandaime Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. The other jonin was a very beautiful woman. She had shoulder-length black hair, red eyes. Her regular outfit consists of a red mesh armor blouse with only the right sleeve visible. Over this is very broad material which resembles bandages with a pattern on it similar to those of rose thorns. Her hands and upper thighs are also wrapped in bandages. She is Yuhi Kurenai, Konoha's genjutsu mistress. Team 10. Meet at the training ground 12 in 30 minutes, Asuma said and left. Team 8. Meet at the training ground 8 in 30 minutes, Kurenai said and also left. Naruto got up with Hinata and Shino and they both walked out. Once outside the classroom, Naruto went to Shino and grabbed him and used lightning shunshin towards the training field. Kurenai was currently waiting at the training ground. She thought it would be a while until they arrived. She sensed chakra around her. She got up and saw their team arriving with the shunshin. She saw it was Naruto that used it. "Naruto, you can use the shunshin?" she asked. One normally doesn't see a genin using the shunshin. Even though it is a D rank techniques, it uses quite a bit of chakra. "Yes, I can, Kurenai-sensei. Hinata-chan can use it also," he replied. "What do we do now, sensei?" Hinata asked. "We introduce ourselves. Names, likes, dislikes, dreams for the future, stuff like that. I will go first. My name is Yuhi Kurenai. I like learning new genjutsus and working in my garden. I dislike perverts and traitors. My dream is to the best genjutsu user and a strong kunoichi." "You're next, Naruto," she said. "My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like Hinata-chan, training in ramen. I dislike traitors and ignorant people. My dream is to be the best Hokage Konoha has ever seen," he said, looking at the Hokage mountain, more specifically at his father's head. He turned around to Hinata. "My name is Hyuga Hinata. I like Naruto-kun, cinnamon rolls, training and flower pressing. I dislike people that hurt Naruto and traitors. My dream is to become a strong and brave kunoichi and get rid of the Hyuga's pride," she said, spitting the name Hyuga. Even though she hated her father, she would do her best to help her former clan. "My name is Aburame Shino. I like bugs. I dislike people who mistreat and don't understand bugs. My dream is to become a good clan head," Shino said. "Very well." Kurenai started. "Naruto and Hinata have already been training for some time, so they can work well together. I expect the same for you, Shino," she said, getting a nod from him. "I don't expect any type of problems between you, so we are officially a team. Now I'm going to test you to see your abilities. It's now 9 o'clock, your objective is to capture me until noon." "Got it?" she asked. Seeing all of them nod, she disappeared into the forest. The group came closer and started discussing their plan. Kurenai was hiding in the forest, near a tree using a low-level genjutsu when she saw Naruto approaching at full speed towards her. "Figures. The report said he was the dead last, but also brash and loud," she thought. Naruto threw a blind punch, to which Kurenai dodged and returned his punch. However, to her surprise, her punch went through him, revealing it to be a bug clone. She shook them off and jumped back. She scanned her surroundings and her eyes widened when she saw a fireball coming to her. She jumped to the left where Hinata was and got hit a few times before substituting with a nearby log. Her team regrouped to plot another plan, since the first almost worked. Kurenai was watching even more carefully since she was caught off guard in a henge bug clone. She had a few close chakra points but nothing too major. Kurenai was jumping from tree to tree when against her came a barrage of shuriken. She dodged to the left and engaged with Hinata in taijutsu, noticing she was being overrun. Kurenai jumped back and something caught her ankle. She looked down and saw Naruto pulling her down, trapping her. Naruto jumped off the ground and Kurenai was replaced by a log. "Damn, she always escapes," Naruto said. "If I used real attacks I could easily win," Naruto thought, disappointed. Kurenai decided to hide herself in a high-ranking genjutsu while she was resting. Their team was no pushover. She felt her chakra almost all gone. Shino's bugs must have been draining her while she was distracted. She snapped out of her thoughts when she heard Sweden. Sushoha, exploding water wave. Hinata said. Raiden. Jibashi, electromagnetic murder, Naruto said. The combination of this was an electrified wave of water forcing Kurenai to jump up. Naruto was expecting this and gave her a drop kick, sending crashing to the ground. Kurenai got up but suddenly was unable to move. She looked around her and heard Fuinjutsu four-corner trap seal, Naruto said. They finally caught Kurenai, trapped in a trap seal. This technique works by placing a seal in 4 places forming a square. When the target is inside, the user can activate and automatically freeze the enemy in place. Congratulations, you are all very good. Hinata, your taijutsu along with Naruto is impeccable, and so is your ninjutsu. Shino, you provided long-range support and you drained a good chunk of my chakra. Your clan's skills seem good, but you will need elemental ninjutsu as well. Naruto, I didn't know you knew Fuinjutsu, Kurenai explained. Since we are going to be a team, there are a few things I need to tell you. I believe I can trust you, Kurenai-sensei, and also Shino, Naruto replied, getting nods from both of them. First, Kurenai-sensei already knows this, but not Shino. They say that the Yondaime Hokage killed the Kyuubi, but that is a lie. The Kyuubi cannot be killed. It's true that his physical body can be destroyed, but he would reform later on. Since he couldn't be killed, the Yondaime only choice was to seal him inside a newborn baby, me. The Kyuubi is trapped here in my gut, Naruto said, a bit hesitant about his reaction. I understand if you want to change teams, Naruto said, looking at Shino. Nonsense, Naruto. For starters, I already knew about the Kyuubi since my bugs could detect its chakra. Besides, I can relate if on a small level. My clan uses bugs that are inside of us as well, so the village always is a bit uncomfortable when dealing with us. Shino in a stoic voice. Thank you, Shino. Just one thing, the Kyuubi, it's a Hinata it. He's a nice guy once you get to meet him, Naruto said, and Shino raised an eyebrow. Naruto, how can you say he's a good guy? He nearly destroyed the whole village, Kurenai asked, outraged. Sensei, I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you that the Kyuubi was being controlled by the Sharingan, and was forced to attack the village, Naruto said. Kurenai wanted to argue, but Naruto wouldn't budge. Speaking of Sharingan, Naruto said, and activated his, I'm a Sharingan user. Since we are a team, I'm trusting you with this information. I'd like to keep this a secret until I reveal it, Naruto said, and Shino kept his stoic face. However, Kurenai was doing a very good impersonation of a fish out of water. And Naruto, are you an Uchiha? Kurenai asked. I am on my father's side. I'll say no more until I reveal my heritage, Naruto concluded. And you already have it fully matured, Kurenai said. Yup. I awakened when I was 5, and when Hinata was kidnapped I killed the kidnapper and got the 3 tomos, Naruto said, and Kurenai's jaw hit the ground. Are you saying that you killed a Jonin when you were 6 years old? Kurenai asked. The only thing I can say is it was pure luck. He underestimated me, a paid the price, Naruto explained. Don't worry, Naruto. We will keep it a secret. You can trust us, Shino said. Naruto, I have one question. You obviously are very skilled, so why were you the dead last? Kurenai asked. What do you mean? It's true that I was the dead last during the academy to hide my true strength, but in the last exam I graduated as Rookie of the Year, Naruto said. But I read your report and it said that you were the dead last in everything, Kurenai replied, confused. I get it, the person that filled the reports must have been an ignorant, and since I was the Kyuubi, she filled me as dead last, probably putting Sasuke as Rookie of the Year. It doesn't matter, actually it's even better. Now the enemy will underestimate me, Naruto said, and Kurenai just shrugged it off. Okay team, meet here tomorrow at 8 a.m. We will train in the morning and do missions in the afternoon, Kurenai said. The day ended with Naruto and Hinata going home, happy that both of them were on the same team. Chapter 12 Mission to the Wave. The past few days flew by with Kurenai's team. They would train in the morning and do a couple of missions in the afternoon. Obviously Naruto always complained since Naruto wanted to test his skills in the real world, but Hinata was always present to bonk him in the head. Who would have thought that of the little shy Hinata? Kurenai was very surprised with the skill level that Naruto and Hinata displayed. If she had to judge, then the Kyuubi nailed it by saying they had Jonin level skills. Their team was in fact comprised by 1 Jonin sensei, 2 green Jonins and a poor genin lost in the middle. Naruto, Hinata and Kurenai would never leave Shino behind, so they began focusing more on him so he could be brought up to speed. Naruto, with the help of Kurenai, started on cage level exercises for his chakra control. He had 2 exercises that he needed to do to bring his control to the highest level possible. The first was waterfall climbing. This exercise allowed, when mastered, the user to control vast amounts of chakra with great precision, since climbing a waterfall is extremely hard. The last exercise allowed one to have perfect chakra control, almost rivaling Tsunade the Slug Sannin. This particular exercise was rather practical to perform. The user deposited a chunk of sand with multiple colors in his hand. The point of the exercise was to separate and align the sand by color using only chakra. It was considered mastered when the user managed this in less than 10 seconds. Hinata didn't have any weakness per se. She had overall good skills, whether it be in taijutsu, ninjutsu, genjutsu or even kenjutsu. Her chakra control was flawless since it was a basic requirement for her juken, gentle fist, or her own version, the flowing fist. Shino, however, was another different level. His taijutsu was low genin level since he was a long-range fighter, their typical weakness. His ninjutsu was the three basic academy jutsus coupled with his clans. His genjutsu was non-existent. Overall he was about mid-genin in skill. However, they would change that. Naruto placed a few restriction seals on him since it was too abrupt if he started using gravity seals. They decided to start his elemental training since everyone on his team already had theirs mastered. Surprisingly, he had earth and water, both defensive elements. His team was the perfect storm of offense and defense. In fact, his nature served him well above anyone else. As a long-range fighter, normally his weakness would be close combat, which was solved by his training and affinities. Along with all this training, they also did teamwork exercises. One of the things that made Konoha as the strongest in the elemental nations was their notion of teamwork and loyalty above all else. Their teamwork was excellent. Neither of them had any problems with each other. Currently we find Team 8 or Team Kurenai heading towards the Hokage's office after a morning of training. I should clarify the last statement. It was training for Naruto, Hinata and Kurenai, but for Shino one would call it torture. The poor genin was driven to the ground in order to gain the physical attributes he needed. Hokage's mission assignment room. The old Hokage was sitting in the middle of the table smoking on his pipe while handing missions to the shinobi. To his left side was Iruka, the school teacher of the students of Team 8. The Hokage was deep in thought, remembering his prime, the thrill of the fights and the adrenaline pumping through his system. Not many shinobi have the privilege of growing old. The shinobi's life expectancy was actually around 30 years, and reaching old age was very rare. However, any shinobi that reached such age began to reminisce all they did in their life. Shinobi since birth are trained to fight, and fight they do. It is all they know throughout their lives. There is no greater death than death at the hands of your enemy in the midst of battle. However, being taken by old age, it isn't something any warrior would want. Hiruzen Sarutobi, third Hokage of Konoha and hailed as Shinobi no Kami, god of shinobi. The man that had seen two great ninja wars and lived has been reduced to nothing but a paper pusher. Don't get me wrong, he loved his village and his place as Hokage, but his time was nearing its end. It was time to pass his hat and have the younger generation assume his place. He was snapped out of his thoughts when he saw Team 8 walking through the door. It always brought a smile to his face seeing Naruto and even Hinata. He was like a grandfather to both of them since Hinata was expelled by her father. He didn't know why, but Naruto's smile always managed to cheer him up no matter how depressed the man was. Naruto was, for lack of a better word, a bundle of happiness. It surprised him how, despite the glares and hatred he received, Naruto managed to keep a cheerful and loving personality. Team 8 reporting for mission, Hokage-sama, Kurenai said, bowing to the Hokage. Even though the Hokage was clearly old, he still was a very powerful shinobi and one of the strongest in the Leaf Village. Team 8, welcome. Let's see what we got here. The Hokage said, receiving the D-rank mission scrolls from Iruka. We have cleaning Inuzuka's colonel, capturing Tora, helping an old lady move to a new house. The Hokage never managed to finish. Old man, we'll take catching Tora, Naruto said, smirking. The Hokage raised an eyebrow. No one liked chasing that damned cat, and Naruto already done it in the past. Are you serious, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked, not really in the mood for running after a damn cat. What people don't know is that Tora is actually a ninninko, ninja cat trained specifically for helping genin teams with their teamwork. Just trust me, Naruto replied, picking up the mission scroll. Hey old man, what is the record for catching Tora? Naruto asked with a knowing grin. I think it's around 3 hours, but why do you ask? Do you intend to break it? The Hokage asked. Something like that, Naruto replied. He went back to middle of the room and took a small scroll from his pocket. He unrolled the scroll to show a small intricate seal in it. He placed it on the ground. Naruto bit his thumb, drawing blood, and slammed it in the seal, saying, Kuchio's no jutsu, summoning jutsu. There was a poof of smoke. When the smoke cleared, in the middle of the scroll was Tora. The Hokage's eyes almost popped out of his sockets and Naruto just laughed at everyone's expression. Mission accomplished, Hokage-sama, and I believe it's a new record, Naruto said, laughing his ass off and delivering the cat to the Hokage. How did you do that, Naruto? Kurenai asked. Even she had to chase that damn cat in her genin days. I already had to chase her a few times in the past and somewhere along the way I got tired and placed a summoning seal in the cat. So I just offer a bit of blood and chakra and I can summon Tora through the seal on this scroll. Naruto explained, and the Hokage and Kurenai just nodded dumbly. Kurenai-sensei, since I already got Tora and set the record for about 15 seconds, do you want another mission? Naruto asked. Kurenai didn't have time to answer as suddenly there was a puff of smoke in the Hokage's desk revealing a small dog. He had brown fur and wore a Konoha Hittite around his head. A dog? Naruto asked, wondering who it was from. This is Pakun, a messenger and tracking dog from Kakashi, the Hokage explained. Hokage-sama, I have a message from Kakashi, Pakun said, handing the Hokage the scroll. The Hokage opened and it said, Hokage-sama, our client, Tazuna, lied about the mission parameters. It appears that the wave is under Gato's control and he wants Tazuna dead. We were attacked by the demon brothers Gozu and Maizu of Kurigakure and we defeated them. We decided to continue, however I request backup since most likely we will be attacked again, this time probably by Jonin-level Nukenin, missing ninja. Hatake Kakashi, Jonin-sensei of Team 7 inches Team 8 inches. The Hokage started getting their attention. It appears that the C-rank mission I sent Tem 7 to was bumped into a lower rank. Kakashi requested backup, so I'm sending you. He will explain everything when you meet with him. Dismissed. Hi. Team 8 said. Okay team, go home and get your supplies, meet me at North Gate in 1 hour. Kurenai said. They all left the room and went to prepare for their first rank. North Gate 1 hour later. 1 hour later, Team 8 gathered in the North Gate getting ready for departure. Kurenai inspected everyone's supplies as it was the duty for a Jonin sensei. Okay, team, before we depart, everyone has their supplies. Kunai, shuriken, food, first aid kit, soldier pills, Kurenai asked and got nod from everyone. Since we will be traveling at high speeds, we'll reach Team 7 in a couple of hours. However, we don't know which route Kakashi took, so we will be taking the main one, Kurenai said. No need, sensei. Do you still have the message Kakashi sent? Naruto asked. Yes I do. Why? Kurenai asked, wondering what good it would do. Naruto bit his left thumb, drawing blood and spreading across his right hand palm. He went through a few hand seals: boar, right pointing arrow; dog, right pointing arrow; bird, right pointing arrow; monkey, right pointing arrow; ram, and slammed his hand on the ground and said, Kuchio's no jutsu, summoning technique. There was a poof of smoke, and when it cleared, in front of him stood a medium-sized brown fox with 5 tails. Flashback. Hey Kit, come into the seal, I want to talk to you, the Kyuubi said. Naruto was currently 10 years old. He sat on the ground in the lotus position and started meditating. After a few seconds, Naruto stood in front of the Kyuubi of was currently laying on the ground beneath a large tree. You need something, Kurama? Naruto asked. Actually, Kurama was the Kyuubi real name. It appears that young Naruto grew on the Kyuubi and he trusted him with his name. I'm giving you your birthday present, Kurama said, smirking. Is it a big flashy jutsu? Naruto asked, excited. During Naruto's birthday, October 10th, Konoha always celebrated the Kyuubi defeat by the Yondaime. Some of the villagers would gather up and try to harm Naruto, so his birthdays were always a dark day for Naruto, but the Kyuubi, Hinata and the Hokage always managed to cheer him up. It's a great technique and you will be the first to use it. I trust you will use it wisely, Kurama said, and in front of him materialized a rather big scroll. This is the summoning contract for the Fox clan. Open it and write your name in blood in the first slot, Kurama explained. Naruto did as he was told. He opened the scroll and bit his thumb. He wrote his name in the first slot and pressed all 5 fingers down, making a hand print. Now, to summon a fox to help you, bit your thumb and go through these hand seals: boar, right pointing arrow; dog, right pointing arrow; bird, right pointing arrow; monkey, right pointing arrow; ram, and pour chakra into the technique. Give it a try, Kurama explained. Naruto did the technique, and when it was over, in front of him stood a small fox. Thanks, Kurama. You're the best, Naruto said. Of course I am. I'm the nine-tailed fox, king of the Biju, strongest being in the world, Kurama boasted about himself. You still have that stick up your ass, Naruto said, laughing while dodging the Kyuubi tails that were trying to smash him. End flashback. Naruto, you need help? The fox asked. Yes, Kinto, we need to track Kakashi-sensei to provide backup. This paper has his scent, Naruto said, and gave the paper to Kinto so he could track him. I have him. When you are ready, Kinto said, and Team 8 dashed out of Konoha heading towards Team 7. I didn't know you could summon Naruto, Kurenai said. I have the fox summoning contract. It was a gift from the Kyuubi, Naruto explained, getting a nod from Kurenai. She didn't want to pry too much. Few hours later with Team 7 Team 7 had just left the boat that they used to cross into the wave. Everyone was walking at civilian pace since they had Tazuna with them. Tazuna was, as he put it, super amazing bridge builder. They were traveling in diamond formation, Sasuke in front, Sakura and Kiba to the sides and Kakashi in the back with Tazuna in the middle of them. They were walking calmly, but they had their guard up since Kakashi warned them about a possible Jonin encounter. Suddenly Kiba sensed someone in the bush and quickly picked and threw a kunai into it. Baka, stop applying with kunai, Sakura yelled. I'm not playing, I thought someone was there. Kiba replied and went to check the bush only to find a small white rabbit. Kiba, you idiot, you almost killed this poor rabbit, Sakura said, and that sent Kakashi thinking. White fur on spring, that's strange, unless with was used as a kawarimi substitution technique. Get down, Kakashi yelled, and everybody hit the deck with Kakashi dragging Tazuna. Just as he yelled, above them a huge broad metal sword flew by their heads and got stuck in a tree. Moments later, on top of the sword appeared a person. He was a tall and noticeably muscular man with pale skin, short spiky black hair, brown eyes, and small eyebrows. He was wearing bandages like a mask over the bottom half of his face. Under his mask, he had a relatively narrow jawline and jagged teeth. He wore his forehead protector sideways on his head. What's this? A bunch of kids playing ninja, the shinobi said. Momochi Zabuza, A-rank Nukenin from Kurigakure, known as Demon of Kurigakure, Mist Village, Kakashi said, preparing to face him in battle. Oh, look, if it isn't Sharingan no Kakashi, the shinobi now identified as Zabuza said. Just hand me the old man and you can go. You know I can't do that, Zabuza, Kakashi said, and lifted his Hittite, revealing a fully matured Sharingan in his left eye. I get the Sharingan right in the beginning. I'm honored, Zabuza said, removing his sword and making a few hand seals. He said, Kurigakure no Jutsu, mist technique. The air started becoming thicker, and after a few seconds the whole area was covered in a thick mist. Kakashi barely managed to see his own hands right in front of him. Team, keep your senses sharp. Zabuza is a master of the silent killing technique, Kakashi said, and his entire team shivered. I demand you show your face, Zabuza, and face me, Sasuke yelled. A Jonin was someone he could try his power on, and once he defeated him, he would be closer to killing his brother. Are you serious? Zabuza asked rhetorically, projecting his voice around the area not to reveal his position. Zabuza started unleashing ki, killer intent, and Sasuke started shivering. Sasuke couldn't take it anymore and brought his kunai to his neck, preparing to kill himself. Relax, Sasuke. I won't let my teammates die, Kakashi said, reassuring his team. Suddenly Zabuza appeared in the middle of Sasuke, Kiba and Sakura that were guarding Tazuna. He brought his sword and started a horizontal slash, ready to kill them all. However, Kakashi was faster and impaled Zabuza, revealing him to be a Mizu water Bushin. Another Zabuza appeared behind Kakashi and cleaved him in half, only to Kakashi burst into water. Zabuza, seeing this, suddenly felt sharp metal to his throat. He slowly turned and saw Kakashi with a kunai ready to kill him. However, Kakashi wasn't expecting this Zabuza to be a clone. Seeing the Zabuza in front of him burst into water, he looked around only to be met with a fierce kick to his stomach, sending him crashing into a nearby lake. Zabuza shunshin to Kakashi and went through a couple of hand seals and said, Sweden, Suoro no Jutsu, water prison. The water around Kakashi started to erupt and circled around him, trapping him. Zabuza stood there with his hand on the water sphere, holding Kakashi in place. Shit, I got caught, Kakashi thought. Everyone, take Tazuna and run. His Mizu Bushins can't go too far from the original, Kakashi said. His team was in a bad place, he could only hope his backup arrived in time. Zabuza can't stand up to me, I'm an elite, Sasuke said and dashed forward heading to the enemy. Zabuza create a few Mizu Bushins. Sasuke engaged in a taijutsu fight with him but quickly realized it was a bad idea. Sasuke couldn't keep up with Zabuza's speed and strength. The battle was over quickly when Zabuza gave a strong kick to Sasuke that sent him crashing to the trees hard. Sasuke couldn't even get up and could barely breathe. You should have run when you had the change. You can't even scratch me, Zabuza said. The arrogance of that boy got him killed. Zabuza clone picked his sword and went to finish the job. Sakura was shaking. She barely managed to stand up and Tazuna was already on the floor, his legs gave out. Kiba seeing Sasuke in danger ran towards Zabuza. Sasuke may be an idiot and an arrogant bastard but he couldn't let him be killed. Kiba arriving near Zabuza went for punch but Zabuza simply caught his wrist and with the other hand lifted Kiba by the neck and started punching him relentlessly. After a few punches he simply threw him to the ground. Zabuza was making his way to Sakura who was still frozen in place. Sakura knew she couldn't match Zabuza. She only graduated because of her good chakra control and book smarts. All hope seemed lost until Zabuza heard. Kaden. Ruka no Jutsu, Dragon Fire Technique. Zabuza didn't have time to dodge as a stream of hot fire came from the woods completely obliterating the clone. In front of Tazuna and Sakura arrived Naruto, Hinata, Shino and Kurenai. Naruto looked around and it didn't look good. Kakashi was trapped inside water prison and Sasuke and Kiba were on the ground injured. Quick gather Sasuke and Kiba around Tazuna and Sakura, Naruto said and Kurenai and Hinata quickly picked up both Sasuke and Kiba and regrouped in Tazuna. Kuchio's no jutsu, summoning jutsu, Naruto said slamming his hand on the ground and in a poof of smoke appeared a small fox with light red fur with 4 tails. You must be our summoner Naruto-sama, my name is Kagura, a medic fox, the fox said. Nice to meet you, I need your help. Sasuke and Kiba seem injured, I need you to help them as you can. I'll cover you, Naruto said. Fox summons, where did he get the contract? I need to talk to him if we get out of this, Kakashi thought. Kakashi actually already knew Naruto since he sometimes watched Naruto from afar trying to make sure he was safe. After all, Kakashi was one of the prized students of Yondaime Hokage. Kage Bushin no Jutsu, Naruto said and 4 clones appeared. They went their separate ways making a square around Tazuna, Sakura, Sasuke, Kiba and Kagura. Ninpu, Shishienjin Ninja Art. 4 flames formation, the clones said at the same time. Suddenly a purple barrier erupted around them making sure that Zabuza couldn't get inside. A.N. The same barrier the Sound 4 used during Leaf Invasion. Don't touch the walls otherwise you will get burned. The barrier will stay up for your protection. Naruto explained. Oh, a genin who knows Fuinjutsu. Maybe you are better than the rest, Zabuza said creating couple more Mizu Bushins. Inside the barrier both Sakura and Tazuna sighed happy that backup had arrived. Kagura was currently healing them. Sasuke had cracked ribs and ruptured lung while Kiba had a few bruises and dislocated shoulder. Outside the barrier First we need to release Kakashi from the prison, Kurenai said and her team nodded. The Mizu Bushins made their way towards Kurenai's team and one of them said, Kurigakure no Jutsu. A thick mist appeared blocking the view of everyone. Hinata activated her Byakugan but couldn't see much as the mist was laced with chakra. Naruto activated his Sharingan and extended his senses trying to find Zabuza, however he felt the presence of someone watching the fight. That person was around Chunnin's skill based on chakra levels. Someone is watching. Since he didn't help Tazuna I can only assume he's with Zabuza, Naruto thought and discreetly using hand signs warned his team about another shinobi watching. Fudden. Daitapa, great breakthrough, Naruto and Hinata said at the same time. They breathed in air and sent a strong gust of wind that pushed the mist away completely making Zabuza frown. Each member of Team 8 separated and engaged in the clones. Naruto quickly destroyed Zabuza's clone with a fireball and taking this opportunity he took a kunai, charging it with radiant lightning chakra, he threw it at the woods with extreme speed. The shinobi who was watching didn't expect that and didn't have time to react, and the kunai embedded deeply in his shoulder. The shinobi, seeing he was caught, jumped into the fight and took his side by Zabuza. How did you know about Haku? Zabuza asked, surprised that they found Haku. She was rather skilled in stealth. Haku is a girl. I still can't see her as a guy even in canon. We are a team of trackers. I'm a sensor, so when you used your Kurigakure no Jutsu I extended my senses and found him, Naruto explained. It doesn't matter, let's end it now, Zabuza said, and Haku went through a few hand signs. Slamming her feet into the lake she said, Sensatsu Susho, 1,000 needles of death, and sent 1,000 water needles towards Team 8. Hinata, Naruto said just above a whisper. Hi, she replied and jumped in front of her team and started spinning. She started releasing chakra from all of her chakra points. Hakusho Kaden, heavenly spin, she said, and a blue dome of chakra appeared around her, deflecting all the needles. Looks like I'll have to start training my team seriously, thought Kakashi. He was infusing his lungs with chakra, trying to gain as much time as he could. Team 8 quickly dispatched to the Mizu Bushins. Naruto and Hinata went through a few hand signs and they said, Kaden. Ruka no Jutsu, Dragon Fire Technique, Naruto said. Fudden. Daitapa, Great Breakthrough, Hinata said. Naruto Fire Attack combined with Hinata's Wind Attack, and the result was a massive stream of fire that went quickly towards Zabuza. Haku didn't have enough time to use Water Jutsu because of her injured shoulder. Both of them jumped away, making Zabuza release his hold of the water prison, freeing Kakashi. Kakashi tried to regain his breath as he jumped towards Team 8. Thanks, Kakashi said and crouched. Haku, we are leaving, Zabuza said and shunshined away with Haku. He knew he wouldn't stand a chance. He was up against Yuhi Kurenai, Konoha's genjutsu mistress, but also the blonde kid and the Hyuga girl seemed good, and besides that Kakashi was now free. Naruto dropped the barrier and went to check up on his injured teammates. How is everyone? Naruto asked Kagura, who was finishing healing Kiba. Sakura was surprised how strong Naruto and Hinata were and how they worked well together. I already healed them. Their injuries weren't life-threatening. This one, Kagura said pointing to Sasuke, needs to take it easy for a few days, he had a ruptured lung. Tazuna, take us to your house. Zabuza will be back and we need to be prepared, Kakashi said, and they left with Kurenai carrying Sasuke as he couldn't make any effort and was still unconscious. Tazuna's house. A few miles down the road, and Team 7 and 8 arrived with Tazuna at his house. The house itself was near the ocean and seemed a simple wooden house. Tazuna led the shinobi inside. Tsunami, I'm home, Tazuna said, happy that finally got home. Father, Tsunami said, hugging him, I'm relieved that you are all right. Tsunami was a very beautiful woman. She had mid-back dark blue hair and black eyes. She wore pink shirt with red sleeves and dark blue skirt. It's thanks to these shinobi. They saved me, Tazuna said. Tsunami approached his protective detail and bowed, saying, thank you for protecting my father, Shinobi-san. You are welcome to our house. We appreciate it. Is there anywhere we can lay 2 of my students who got injured in a fight? Kakashi asked. Tsunami nodded and led the leader Jonin to the rooms upstairs. Sakura, Kakashi said, getting her attention, tomorrow we will start training more seriously. We need to be prepared for when Zabuza returns. Since Naruto injured his teammate, it will be a few days until he's ready. How come a little bit of training is going to help against a Jonin? Sakura asked, wondering as her sensei was trying to kill her. Sakura, who was it that saved us? Kakashi asked rhetorically. If I remember correctly, the genin of Team 8 actually put up a fight against Zabuza while Kiba and Sasuke were simply hammered away, Kakashi explained, making Kurenai smirk inwardly. Fine, but I still don't understand how a few days will help us, Sakura kept pressing. Any training is good for you. If you have to face Zabuza, at least let's raise the odds even if slightly, Kakashi said, to which Sakura finally nodded. Kakashi get up and approached Naruto, who was chatting with his team. Naruto, Kakashi said, getting Naruto's attention. How do you know my name? Naruto asked. You may not know, but I actually watched over you sometimes when you were around 4 years old, Kakashi said. Inu, dog, Naruto asked, remembering an Anbu with a dog mask sometimes helping him with the mob's problems before he met his father and the whole training began. That I am, he replied, giving his traditional eye smile. Come, Kakashi said, placing his hand on his shoulder, we need to talk privately. Naruto nodded and they both shunshimed outside of the house into a nearby woods. Naruto and Kakashi in the woods. Kakashi and Naruto arrived in the woods via the traditional leaf shunshin that Kakashi used. That shunshin, it's really starting to get old. Why don't you use an elemental shunshin? Naruto asked. Pretty much all of Konoha always used the leaf shunshin, and while it got the job done, it was, for lack of a better word, lame. Kakashi raised an eyebrow to what Naruto just asked. Can you do the shunshin? He asked, to which Naruto nodded and used his lightning shunshin to teleport to a few meters away. Kakashi was actually surprised to see a genin use the shunshin no jutsu, much less an elemental version. I see you can. Kakashi started, and by the looks of it you already have the lightning element mastered. How? Naruto studied the man for a moment. Even though he helped him several times when he was young, people tend to change. After a few seconds he found no deception. He decided to answer him. I've been training myself since I was 5 years old, Naruto replied, and Kakashi was actually surprised to see someone without a clan training in such a young age. However, he quickly remembered his burden and he needed to be strong to withstand all the hate of his village. I see, maybe I can teach a few lightning jutsu since my affinity is the same, but we are getting off topic here. Kakashi started. How can you summon foxes? Kakashi asked. Naruto froze, wondering if he should tell him the truth about the Kyuubi. There are many people that tried to get close to Naruto to finish him off, however he decided he should trust him. It was a gift from the Kyuubi, Naruto said, making Kakashi glare at him. Suddenly the air between the two dropped a few degrees. Naruto, Kakashi started in a very serious tone, however Naruto didn't even flinch. He was already used to it from the villagers and simply shrugged it off. The Kyuubi attacked our village and almost destroyed it. You cannot trust him. Naruto, hearing this, really started cursing his luck. It was always the same. Every time he met someone and told about the Kyuubi, everyone told him him couldn't be trusted. Kakashi-san, the Kyuubi was being controlled by the Sharingan and was forced to attack the village. It wasn't his fault, Naruto said, and Kakashi's visible eye widened. Only Uchiha Madara managed to control the Kyuubi and he was long dead. Kakashi studied Naruto for any signs of lies but found none. However, he decided that he should talk to the Hokage about this new development. Better make sure. I'll trust you, but keep in mind that foxes are very cunning, Kakashi said. Kakashi-san, remember that if it weren't for the medical fox I summoned, Sasuke probably wouldn't have made it, Naruto stressed, and Kakashi nodded, seeing it was probably true. You remember me of the Yondaime, always seeing good in everyone, Kakashi said, reminiscing about his genin days where he was always a fool until his best friend died to save him. Yondaime? Naruto asked, wondering how Kakashi knew him until it finally clicked. One of the days Naruto was wandering through the Namikaze compound, he found a picture of his father's genin team. There was a silver-haired boy with mask covering bottom half of his face, a pretty girl with brown hair and 2 red marks on each cheek, and lastly a boy with black spiky hair, black eyes and orange goggles. Naruto turned the picture and it said Namikaze Minato, Hitaki Kakashi, Inuzuka Rin, Uchiha Obito. Ah! Naruto yelled, making Kakashi jump. I remember now. You were on my father's genin team with Rin and Obito, right? He asked. That's right. Your father, Kakashi said, stuttering. Naruto was the son of the Yondaime Hokage. How could he be so blind? For the love of God, he's pretty much a carbon copy of him. How the hell has Konoha been so blind? He should have been there for his sensei's son. He should have done more. Oh shit, Naruto said, knowing that he let that part slip up. Naruto started panicking on the inside. It wasn't supposed to reveal it yet. Kakashi-san, you can't tell anyone until I reveal it, Naruto said. Don't worry, I know very well why you can't say it right now, Kakashi said, easing the boy's worries. And, I'm sorry. I should have been there for you. If I had known I would have taken you in, Kakashi said with his head down. Don't worry about it. I wasn't so bad. If you had taken me in I wouldn't have met Hinata-chan, Naruto said. Kakashi perked up and asked, "Hinata-chan." Hinata's father disavowed her from the Hyuga clan when she was 8 years old because she was weak, and since then she has been living with me. Besides, she's my girlfriend, Naruto explained, and Kakashi actually broke out in a fit of giggles. "If you are thinking what I think you are, I'm going to hurt you," Naruto said, breaking Kakashi of his perverted thoughts. Okay. But she will be stunning girl in a couple of years. You did well snatching her while young, Kakashi said, and Naruto growled, to which the Jonin simply ruffled his hair. "Actually, I was wondering if you could tell me about my parents," Naruto asked shyly. "I asked Hokage Gigi, but he never had really prolonged contact with them." "Of course, I knew them very well. For starters, I can tell you that you adopted your mother's obsession for ramen," Kakashi said, laughing and getting a smile from Naruto. And so they talked for a few hours. Kakashi told everything he knew about them, which was most about his father since he knew him better than his mother. They talked and the hours were passing by without either of them realizing it until the sky was already dark. "Well, Naruto, I think it's time we get back. It's already getting dark," Kakashi said. "Thank you for telling me about them, Ni-san, brother," Naruto said, feeling like he bonded with Kakashi. After all, since Kakashi's father's death he grew close to his sensei. The Yondaime was the closest thing he had for a father. "Ni-san, you say? Okay, let's go, Ototo, younger brother," Kakashi said, ruffling his hair and leaving the forest with him. Next day. The next day after the teams arrived, we find everyone quietly enjoying breakfast prepared by Tsunami. They were eating until Kakashi decided to break the ice and explain a few things. "Everyone," Kakashi said, getting everyone's attention, "after this we are going to train as I explained to Sakura yesterday. Zabuza will be back and probably bring some help, so we need to be ready. We will alternate between protecting Tazuna at the bridge, protecting his family, and training," Kakashi explained, and everybody nodded. They continued eating for a few minutes until everyone was finished. Sasuke was already getting better from his injuries and could walk, however he still couldn't anything too physically stressful to the body. "Sakura, Sasuke, Kiba, Naruto and Hinata will come with me to train, while Kurenai and Shino stay and protect Tsunami and Inari. After the train I'll take some of you to the bridge to protect Tazuna." "Everybody agree?" Kakashi asked, and everyone nodded. A few minutes later, Kakashi's team accompanied by Sasuke and Kiba left the house for training. In the woods for training. Okay, now we will train chakra control," Kakashi said. "Chakra control?" Sakura asked. "Yes, we all know how to call upon chakra, however you don't know how to properly use and manage it. By doing this exercise you will be able to last longer in fights and learn new jutsu faster," Kakashi explained, and Naruto wondered what type of exercise it would be. "Now I'll be climbing trees," Kakashi said, and Naruto's sweat dropped. "Kakashi, Ni-san, don't tell me you brought your team into an A-rank mission without even teaching them proper chakra control," Naruto asked, and Kakashi actually felt ashamed of not teaching more personal skills. "Don't sweat it, Dobi, we already know how to climb trees," Sasuke said, and Sakura agreed. Naruto just shook his head, knowing the Sasuke didn't understand the point of the exercise. "Actually, I focused more on teamwork exercises. You know how Sasuke and Kiba act. They are both brash and tend to jump into situations without thinking," Kakashi said, and both Sasuke and Kiba scowled. "Wait, you called Kakashi sensei Ni-san? I thought you had no one," Sasuke asked. "He's not actually my brother by blood, but we are both orphans and we both look at the same person as our father," Naruto explained, and Hinata raised an eyebrow. She knew who Naruto's father was, which means that Kakashi must have been close to the Yondaime. "Enough chit-chat. What I want you to do is focus chakra to the bottom of your feet and walk up the trees. When you can walk to the top 2 times in a row we'll move on," Kakashi explained. "What do you mean walk up the trees?" Sakura asked in all her infinite wisdom. "Like this," Naruto said, and started walking towards a tree. When he arrived near one he simply placed a feet in its trunk and started walking up. Everyone in Team 7 minus Kakashi was shocked seeing Naruto walking vertically. "Oh Naruto, you already know this chakra exercise very well," Kakashi, and Sasuke seethed his teeth. "Dobi, how did you do that? I demand you teach me," Sasuke, and Naruto just ignored him. He already knew Sasuke all too well from the academy. Sasuke believed everyone should be grateful that he allowed them to breathe. Didn't you hear your sensei? Naruto asked rhetorically. You need to channel chakra to your feet and run up the tree. Exactly. Take these kunai to mark your progress. Hinata, I assume you already know how to do this, Kakashi asked and Hinata nodded. Hinata-chan, watch me. I'll get this down in 1 hour, Kiba said, bragging to her. Kiba, I already told you that I'm with Naruto-kun. If you opened your eyes you would see that there are other girls that may like you, Hinata said, and Kiba frowned. Maybe she was right. Team, get started. Naruto, Hinata, you are coming with me to the bridge, Kakashi said, and they nodded and started walking to the bridge to protect Tazuna. You never know if Zabuza would try a sneak attack. At the bridge. Everyone in the bridge was peacefully working. It was a bright sunny day and the air itself was rather warm due to the ocean's breeze. Kakashi was reading his traditional orange book and giggling like a crazy person. Naruto just sweat dropped when he saw him pull that book. Hinata was simply leaning in the bridge watching the ocean and Naruto appeared to be working on something. Kakashi raised an eyebrow and decided to know what he was doing. Hey Ototo, what are you doing? Kakashi asked, getting Naruto attention. The blonde had both hand palms slightly apart from each other and he appeared to channeling Raiden chakra between them. I working on a jutsu I'm creating. If it works it will pack quite a bang, Naruto said, grinning, and Kakashi raised an eyebrow. Naruto reminded him of himself when he was young. After all, he graduated as Jonin when he was 13 years old and had already created his own jutsu. That's not easy, you know, Kakashi said. You will never know until I try it, Naruto replied. Naruto decided to take a break and help in the bridge. Hey Tazuna, Naruto yelled, getting the old man's attention. I'm tired of doing nothing. Can I help? Naruto asked. The more the merrier, Tazuna replied. But before he could continue, Naruto placed his finger in a cross sign and said, Kage Bushin no Jutsu, and out came around 100 clones. Kakashi's eyes widened seeing the number of clones the blonde could do. Hinata just shrugged it off as it was a normal scenario when they were training. Okay Tazuna, tell them what to do, Naruto said, and Tazuna just nodded dumbly. And Naruto, how can you make so many? Kakashi asked, still in shock. One side effect of being a Jinchuriki is that you develop massive chakra reserves, Naruto said, and Kakashi glared at him, pointing to Hinata that was nearby. Don't worry, she already knows everything about me including my legacy, Naruto explained, and Kakashi sighed. The work on the bridge went extremely well with the help of Naruto's shadow clones. If he continued helping, the bridge should be done in 2 weeks. Later that day. Tazuna's house. The group sat down to eat dinner as a young boy came in and shot a disgusted look at the group of ninja before declaring how they were all stupid to face Gato and were just going to die, which Naruto angrily refused was the case. What would you know about pain? I bet you have all lived sheltered lives in that ninja village of yours. You don't know what suffering is, the young boy yelled after Naruto had denied what they were doing was futile. So what? Things are bad, but you know what? I have had it much worse. You still have a mother who loves you and a grandfather, a house to keep you warm and food every night. You don't know what it's like to be hated in your own village for something that is out of your control. You don't know what it's like to be beaten and kicked out of shops and forced to go through the garbage for food. You think your life is bad, fine, but don't just sit around and moan about it. Do something about it. Fight back, don't be a coward. Kakashi-sensei, I'm going out to clear my head, and with that Naruto stormed out the front door. Hinata got up and quickly followed him. Kakashi-sensei, Naruto's life couldn't have been that bad, right? He has to be lying to get attention, Sakura asked. No Sakura, everything he said was true. Naruto was kicked out of the orphanage at age 4 and lived on the streets for months before I found him and took him to the Hokage. The Hokage gave Naruto an apartment, but he had to learn everything for himself, and was constantly being beaten and kicked out of stores. And that is the watered-down version, Kakashi said, shocking the group in the room. Even Hinata, she was expelled from her own clan when she was 8 years old because her father deemed her too weak and unworthy of being the heiress of the clan. But luckily they found each other, Kakashi said, and everyone started looking at them in a new light. They were brave kids that didn't back down. Tazuna's house roof. Naruto stormed out of the house and made his way to the roof to gaze upon the dark sky. He needed to forget his previous argument with the spoiled kid. A few moments later, Naruto saw Hinata approaching but said nothing. Hinata made his way towards Naruto and sat beside him, resting her head on his shoulder. Neither of them said anything and continued to look at the stars in a comfortable silence. Until Hinata decided to break the ice. "You really shouldn't blame him. He's just naive," she said, trying to ease Naruto. "It's just, we all suffered. Me being a Jinchuriki, you getting expelled from your family, and even Sasuke getting his whole clan killed by his own brother. Compared to us, he has a good life," Naruto replied. "It's true we suffered, but not everyone has the strength to move on and forget the pain. If it weren't for you, I would probably still be the same shy, weak girl I was. You were the one that gave me strength. Look at Sasuke, his pain drove to becoming obsessed by revenge." Hinata said. "You are unique, Naruto-kun," Hinata continued. "People that get to know you pull strength from you. You were my beacon of hope. You just need to be it for this kid too," she said. "I'll do my best, Hinata-chan," he replied with a small smile, pulling her closer. "Now that I think about our lives, you never took me out on a date," she said. Naruto was caught by surprise by this, but she had a point. In a relationship, it's usual for couples to go on dates. I never really thought about it, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. We could use the time we have here away from hateful glares of Konoha. How about tomorrow I take to dinner?" Naruto replied with smirk. "I would love to," she said, giving a kiss on the cheek and dragging him inside as Naruto is calmed down. Next day 7 p.m. The next day after they set up their date went by normally. Everyone trained with Kakashi and Kurenai, however both Naruto and Hinata trained away from them since they were more advanced. Today the charge of watching Tazuna on the bridge fell on Kurenai with Team 7, and to say they bored was an understatement. Sasuke actually seemed ready to go on a killing spree just to pass the time. He wanted to train, but he got stuck with watching Tazuna, a few workers and crap ton of Naruto clones working on the bridge. Sasuke seethed his teeth when he arrived at the bridge and saw all the clones Naruto did. That power should belong to him since he needed that to avenge his clan. It doesn't matter, only an Uchiha can defeat an Uchiha, Sasuke thought. Only if he knew. Currently we find Naruto and Hinata getting ready to go on their first date. They asked for permission to Kakashi and Kurenai since they were on a mission. Neither of them had proper clothes other than their shinobi attire. The only difference was that they left their headbands at home, signifying that they were off service, if one could call it that. They walked through town deciding on where to eat. When they arrived at the center of the town, both of them were shocked. This town was poor. There was people asking for jobs, kids living on the outside, and even the resources the markets had to sell were scarce and of very poor quality. Gato had pretty much destroyed this small town. At least if their mission was successful and Tazuna managed to finish the bridge, they would be able to recover from this. Not how they decided to spend their first date, but they already loved each other. This date wasn't much. They were watching the various shops and restaurants, trying to pick a good place when they heard some yelling in the middle of the streets. "Quick, old man, we already told you that you need to pay up," one of Gato's men said. There were two guys trying to collect payment from a shop owner who was on the ground looking terrified. But I already paid this month," the shop owner replied. "Boss said that you sent more merchandise for shipping, so you need to pay more taxes this month," he said. "If you can't pay up, we'll take your wife as payment," he concluded, and started physical assault on the man. Naruto and Hinata, seeing this, jumped into action. In a swift motion of punches and a few kicks, Gato's men were running away bruised and bleeding, wondering how the kids managed to do this. "Kuchio's no jutsu, summoning no jutsu," Naruto said, and in a poof of smoke appeared a small one-tailed black fox. His name was Kyofu, and he was a spy fox that extremely skilled in stealth and information gathering. "What you need, Naruto?" Kyofu asked. "I need you to follow those two men and find where Gato's base is, and any other information you can," Naruto explained, and the fox dashed out of sight. Naruto turned to Hinata. "Shall we continue?" he asked, extending his right arm, which Hinata took and pulled him closer. Finally deciding where to eat, they entered and found the place was welcoming and warm. It wasn't a fancy restaurant, but they didn't care for that. During their lunch they tried to talk, however they already knew everything about each other. It was a rather strange date as most went by in silence, so they simply ate in a comfortable silence. When they left, Naruto decided it was still early, so he decided to drag Hinata to local cinema and watch something. A couple hours later they arrived at Tazuna's house. Their date didn't go that well, but they didn't care. After all, the point of the date was to spend some time together. Since the mission started, it was either training or guarding Tazuna. 1 week later. 1 week had passed and the teams were preparing for the showdown at the bridge. It was a terrifying sight for any civilian to see a shinobi getting ready for a fight. The ground was filled with weaponry: kunai, shuriken, senbon, flash tags, explosive tags, ninja wire, giant shuriken, and even Naruto's sword was out of his storage seal. He decided to carry it in his back since he could need it at any time. "Everyone ready?" Kakashi asked, and everyone nodded. The fox Naruto had sent to gather information and spy on Gato paid off. The fox found out that Zabuza would attack today since Haku was already healed from her shoulder wound, as was Zabuza from chakra exhaustion. Since Gato plans to betray Zabuza when the fight is over, he may well send someone here. If he does send, they probably won't be shinobi. Kakashi said, and brought his hand to his chin and started pondering who to stay back, keeping in mind that he would face Zabuza and Haku. "How about we leave Sakura, Hinata and Kiba here, since they have good taijutsu and they can easily take out any thugs Gato sends. The rest will go to the bridge. I can engage on Haku with Sasuke if necessary. Kakashi-sensei and Kurenai-sensei can take Zabuza while Shino provides overall support and protects the client," Naruto suggested. Kakashi pondered. "Shino will in a tight spot if either Zabuza or Haku split past us and rushed the target," Kakashi pointed out. Naruto considered this scenario. "I can put the same barrier as last time. Besides, Shino can control his bugs from inside the barrier, right?" Naruto asked, and Shino nodded. "It's good. Well then, everyone stick to the plan. Tazuna, you are ready?" Kakashi asked, and Tazuna weakly nodded. After all, Tazuna would be bait to draw them out. Everyone started moving out, and before they left, Naruto gave Hinata a brief kiss while whispering, "Good luck. If you need me here, use the ring," and Hinata nodded. On the bridge. Tazuna was approaching the bridge guarded by Kakashi, Kurenai, Naruto, Sasuke and Shino. They entered the bridge and there was already a mist in the air. Naruto discreetly activated his Sharingan while placing the usual genjutsu on it. They made their way to bridge, moving as silently as possible. Well, everyone minus Tazuna, who was sweating bullets and breathing hard just from fear itself. Naruto, using his Sharingan, could see glimpses of two chakra sources. "They are already here, both Zabuza and Haku." Just about 100 meters away, Naruto said, and everyone stood in their guard. "How do you know that?" Kakashi asked. After all, Kakashi's sensing abilities weren't that good and he was considering summoning one of his dogs. "I'll tell you later. Can't tell with Sasuke here," Naruto whispered to his ear, and Kakashi nodded. Now isn't the time for chit-chat. They continued walking until they stood a few meters from each other. "Kakashi, we meet again. I'll enjoy the bounty on your head," Zabuza in a dreary voice. "So many places to choose from. I can slit your throat, stab into your heart, destroy your lungs, burst your kidneys, or break your spine," Zabuza continued saying while unleashing a lot of killer intent. Kakashi, Kurenai and Naruto seemed immune to it while Shino and Sasuke were sweating and Tazuna was already in the ground as his legs gave out. Naruto saw Zabuza move from his spot, but he didn't have time to warn his team. He picked up his sword and jumped in front of Kurenai, blocking the Kubikiribocho. "You are very good, kid, to manage to find me," Zabuza said. Not many people manage to keep their head cool enough to think in these situations. Sometimes even Jonin would get caught. If it weren't for Naruto, Kurenai would already be dead. "Say goodbye to your mist, Zabuza," Naruto said, going through a few hand signs and unleashing a gust of wind that blew the mist away, getting a frown from Zabuza. "I really hate wind users," Zabuza said, shouldering his sword and getting ready for the attack. "As we planned, everyone take their positions," Kakashi ordered. "Why should the Dobi fight while me and Elite will just stand and watch?" Sasuke said in his typical arrogant tone. "Now is not the time, Genin," Kakashi said in a very serious tone, making Sasuke gulp. "You will stay with Tazuna outside the barrier and only jump in if Naruto needs. Are we understood?" Kakashi asked and Sasuke nodded. Get ready, Kakashi said. Tazuna retreated with Shino. Naruto made 4 shadow clones that formed a square around them and said, Ninpu, Shishienjin, ninja art. 4 flames formation, and erupted a purple barrier with Tazuna and Shino inside and Sasuke on the outside. Kakashi and Kurenai got closer preparing to fight Zabuza and Naruto with his sword on hand prepared to face Haku. Zabuza said a few water clones that surround Kakashi, Kurenai and Naruto. Naruto turned to Kakashi and he gave him a nod. Naruto disappeared in a burst of speed and 1 second later every single clone burst into water. Looks like you found your rival in speed, wouldn't you say, Haku? Zabuza asked. It looks like that, Haku replied and dashed towards Naruto. Naruto seeing this gripped his sword tighter and started running towards Haku. They met roughly at halfway and started exchange a few blows. Neither of them gaining advantage. Naruto would easily block every single attack, however he didn't manage to land anything either. They found themselves in a standstill. Naruto was blocking Haku's kunai with his sword. Haku seeing he had one hand occupied starting going through single-handed hand seals and once finished said, Sensatsu Susho, flying water needles of death, and immediately 1,000 water needles formed from the clone's water and started raining on Naruto. Naruto seeing this knew he hadn't many options to avoid it and decided to test his new eyes and the power he learned to use. He shifted his eyes into the Mangekyo and said, Kamui, might of the gods. Naruto made his body intangible and everyone watched in awe as well as fear as every single needle passed give through Naruto's body exiting in the opposite side. It's not possible, Haku said. You aren't a bunshin, I can feel your chakra and your sword is pressing against my kunai, she explained. Well, that's one my most powerful jutsus, Naruto said smirking. He used this moment of distraction and gave a powerful kick to Haku's chest that sent her flying and crashing into the ground near Zabuza. Zabuza was still wondering how the kid managed to do that and also beat Haku in speed. You were really good for a genin, Zabuza said. Kakashi laughed and said smirking, Zabuza, what if I told you that Naruto here is actually the dead last? Zabuza's eye widened. The brat couldn't possibly be the dead last. That Konohas has been seriously training their genin. Zabuza, before we begin our real fight I have a proposition for you, Naruto said and Zabuza raised an eyebrow. What do you want? Zabuza said wondering what the kid meant. I heard that Gato plans to betray you once you get the job done. He plans to kill you and Haku once you kill Tazuna so he doesn't have to pay you. So how about we join forces and kill Gato and in return you can come back with us to the Leaf, Naruto explained and everyone raised an eyebrow. Naruto, you just can't offer asylum to a missing nin like that, Kakashi said. Kid, you are crazy. What makes you think I would join the Leaf? Zabuza asked. I bet you are tired of all the running and having to keep looking for missions just to live. And I know the old man well enough. Both of you can be great assets to the village. Zabuza is one of the 7 swordsmen. Haku has the ice release, Naruto said and silently Zabuza agreed. Both of them were tired of the constant running and they wanted a place to settle down. How do you know about my bloodline? Haku asked. She didn't reveal it last time they faced each other. Did you really think we would just train while apart? Information is half the battle, so I sent a fox to spy on Gato's warehouse and he found you training. Naruto explained and they both scowled. A jonin getting spied on without realizing it. Be that as it may, but I still have a reputation and in my place it's all I have. We will fight and if Gato appears to finish me off then we join forces and then I'll decide if we'll go to the Leaf. Zabuza said and Naruto nodded. If Naruto was lying, which Zabuza wouldn't now, Zabuza would be destroying his reputation by betraying his client. Immediately Haku starting going through hand seals and said, Makyu Hyusho, demonic ice mirrors. All around Naruto ice mirrors started forming, trapping him in an ice dome. Haku walked to one of the mirrors and simply entered the mirror itself as if she became nothing more than a reflection. Inside the ice dome inside the dome Naruto could see that Kakashi and Kurenai were already engaging Zabuza. Even for both of them Zabuza was no pushover. Naruto needed to get over with his fight in order to go help them. Also Sasuke was around and he knew that if they needed help he would jump in. Uchiha pride and all. Funny, Naruto was an uchiha, but even though he had pride in his blood, he was never arrogant about his power. Naruto focused on his battle and noticed that every mirror around him had Haku's reflection in it. He noticed that each Haku was holding 3 Senbons in each hand, getting ready to attack. Naruto's eyes widened when he realized that Haku was much faster now. If he didn't have the Sharingan to track her movements, we would need to resort to higher level attacks. Haku looked at Naruto surprised. You are the first person to ever dodge my attack when they are trapped in this jutsu. Naruto simply smirked. Haku continued her relentless assault, switching from mirror to mirror while launching countless Senbon to Naruto. This went on for a few minutes. Naruto would simply dodge all Senbons without even needing his Kamui. How are you dodging my attacks? Haku yelled, finally losing her cool. You can't win. This jutsu spends a lot of chakra and you already getting low. Naruto simply said. Shut up. Haku yelled and charged at Naruto as fast as she could, but Naruto's Sharingan could still follow her perfectly and saw her every single muscle movement in slow motion as she charged. Naruto took the opportunity and grabbed her by the hands, throwing her into one of mirrors. Suddenly, near where Haku landed a kunai with an explosive tag. The tag exploded and Haku braced herself for the impact, not getting too much damage. Naruto looked to see who threw the kunai and found Sasuke inside the dome. What are you doing here? Naruto asked. I figured Adobe-like would need help, Sasuke said with his trademark arrogant smirk. Haku took this opportunity and threw a few Senbon to Sasuke. Naruto noticed the Senbon incoming towards Sasuke. Naruto didn't have enough time to reach him, so Sasuke got it by the Senbon and fell limp in the ground. Naruto's eyes widened and he ran towards him. Naruto looked at him and noticed that the Senbon hit his neck in a non-vital area, and using his Sharingan he noticed that his chakra network was still active, so Sasuke was probably in death-like state. Naruto decided to finish this battle and said, Kaden, Gukakyu no Jutsu, great fireball technique, and launched a fireball into one of the mirrors, seeing if it would be enough. To his surprise, the fireball impacted the mirror, but it remained there as if nothing happened. You can't defeat my technique with such low-level attacks, Haku said. Then let's take this up a notch, Naruto said and made a single Kage Bunshin and both went through a few hand seals. Kaden, Goryuka no Jutsu, great dragon fire technique, Naruto said. Fudden. Daitapa, great breakthrough, Naruto's clone said. The combination of AB ranked Kaden ninjutsu powered up by the wind jutsu, and the result was a big fire dragon rocketing towards the mirrors. Haku tried pumping more chakra to his technique, but it wasn't enough. The pressure of the dragon coupled with the tremendous heat made the ice dome explode, sending Haku crashing hard into the ground in pain with burns and her mask cracked. Forgive me, Zabuza-sama, I cannot defeat this boy, Haku thought, coughing a bit of blood. Naruto approached Haku, still weary as she still could attack. Naruto made a few hand seals and said, Chakra seal. Placing his hand on Haku, he blocked her chakra and tied her up with ninja wire. He went to see how the other battle was going on. Outside of Ice Dome few minutes earlier, Kakashi and Kurenai were about to face Zabuza. Kakashi pulled up in headband, revealing his Sharingan. Sharingan again. Zabuza mocked. Be proud, Zabuza. You the first enemy to ever see it twice, Kakashi said and started going through hand seals. Kaden. Gukakyu no Jutsu, great fireball technique, Kakashi said and sent a fireball towards Zabuza. Zabuza didn't even budge. He went through hand signs of his own and said, Sweden, Sujinheki, water wall, and created a water wall that blocked the fireball, creating a cloud of steam all around. Kakashi run forward and engaged Zabuza on taijutsu. Wrong move, as Zabuza was stronger due to being used to use his big broad sword. Kakashi sent a low kick, making Zabuza jump up. Kakashi tried to capitalize on this with a punch, but Zabuza blocked it. Zabuza jumped back just in time to block a barrage of shurikens sent by Kurenai. Sweden. Suiryuden no Jutsu, water dragon, Zabuza said and sent a big water dragon towards Kurenai. She got caught in the ground and was sent crashing into the wall, hard disabling her momentarily. Kurenai. Kakashi yelled and made his towards her to check on her condition. When he arrived near her, she was regaining consciousness. They made up a battle plan that would end Zabuza when they heard an explosion coming from the ice dome. Naruto. They both thought. But what both and Zabuza saw was a big stream of fire coming from the dome with Haku flying towards the ground and Naruto simply walking out of the ice dome now practically all destroyed. The brat managed to defeat Haku, is no ordinary genin. He must be at least Jonin to defeat Haku without getting hurt. Zabuza said watching Naruto tie Haku up and making his way towards his battle. Need help? Naruto asked, not even slightly winded. His massive chakra reserves weren't even slightly spent, he was practically full. Sure. Kurenai got hit. Let head rest for a bit while she prepares, Kakashi said, and Naruto started sinking into the ground. How many jutsus does he know? Is a fresh genin, and so far I already saw big Kaden and futon jutsus and now low-level Doden, Kakashi thought. Something where was out of place. Zabuza had his guard up. If one thing he knew was not to underestimate the blonde kid. He managed to easily defeat Haku. Suddenly he felt a presence behind and turned, but he was too slow. Naruto emerged from the ground just behind Zabuza and in his hand was a blue ball of chakra. Rasengan, Naruto said, slamming the blue condensed ball of chakra into Zabuza until he burst into water. Shit, water clone, Naruto thought and turned to see Zabuza with his sword ready to chop in half. This is the end, kid, Zabuza said and brought his sword for an horizontal slash to chop Naruto in half. Naruto, Kakashi yelled. Naruto activated once again his Kamui. He got to admit it's a kick-ass power that most likely confuses enemies to no end. Zabuza was watching as his sword was phasing through Naruto and leaving his body without a scratch. When the sword left him, Naruto gave Zabuza an uppercut and jumped back near Kakashi. Zabuza regained his balance. What the hell is that attack? Zabuza asked, getting pissed off. He never saw anything like that. That's for me to know and for you to find out, Naruto said smugly, making Zabuza even more pissed off. Suddenly a tree started growing behind Zabuza, trapping with its branches. Megan, Jubaku Satsu, tree binding death, Kurenai said, making the tree grow and snaring Zabuza in place without chance to escape. You are too dangerous to be left alive. What I'm about to show is my own personal jutsu, Kakashi said and started gathering a great amount of chakra in his right hand. The chakra changed into electricity until it started producing a loud sound. Kakashi dashed forward, intending to end Zabuza's life for good. Chidori, 1000 birds, he was about to slam it against Zabuza when he heard, "Look at that, the demon defeat by a punk," some man said in the far side on the bridge. Kakashi stopped his assault, disabling his Chidori, and said, "Gato," with distaste. "What are you doing here, Gato?" Zabuza asked, getting the impression the blonde kid was telling the truth. "I'm here to kill you. You are simply too expensive when I can buy a few thugs that get the job done," Gato said, smirking, thinking he was untouchable. Surrounded by 50 thugs all equipped with weapons. "Release me, we are no longer enemies." "You were right, kid," Zabuza said, and Kurenai left her illusion down. Zabuza picked up his sword and was about to rush into Gato when Naruto placed a hand in front of him, making Zabuza confused. "I want to try out the jutsu I've been developing," Naruto said. "Hey, old man Tazuna, how are you supplies to finish the bridge?" Naruto asked. "I've got plenty, why do you ask?" Tazuna said, getting confused. "Kakashi-sensei, Kurenai-sensei, Zabuza, you are about to watch my very first creation, watch closely," Naruto said, and everyone wondered what he was going to do, even Sasuke, who just got up a few minutes ago. "You really think you can defeat us all?" one of the thugs said. Naruto simply smiled. Naruto brought his hands closer and slammed them against each other and started concentrating. He slightly separated his hands and started concentrating Raiden chakra between them. A few seconds later the Raiden chakra started shrinking into a small perfect light blue sphere. Naruto sent the sphere into the sky and it expanded into a flash of light, immediately gathering clouds in the sky. Thunders could be heard as the sky started to get darker and heavy rain started to fall. As the thunder intensified, everyone watched in wonder how the kid managed to make it rain without much difficulty. "Is this how you are going to kill us? Rain?" Gato said. Everyone thought that what he was doing failed, but Naruto simply smirked. Naruto concentrated Raiden chakra in his right hand and sent a small beam to sky, and everyone watched was a massive lightning dragon gathered in the sky as if waiting for command of its master. "Watch closely," Naruto said and brought his hand down commanding the dragon to attack. Raiden. Kirin, Naruto said. The dragon left the sky and rocketed towards Gato and the thugs with such speed that everyone only saw a glimpse of light before the bridge where Gato was exploded with tremendous force that everyone had to gather chakra to its feet just to don't get blown away. Everyone watched in awe at the power of such jutsu. When the dust cleared there wasn't nothing left where the thunder landed. In the place where Gato and thugs were was now a big hole. Even the bridge itself was blown to bits. So much power, Kakashi said as he watched everything with his Sharingan. That technique was easily an S rank. Maybe I should go to the Leaf. I wouldn't want be on the receiving end of that, Zabuza thought. That power should be mine, with that I could easily defeat my brother. Yes, that power will be mine, Sasuke thought as he watched in awe the massive lightning strike. What the hell are these shinobi? They can't be human, Tazuna thought in awe and a bit of fear. Awesome, my technique worked, Naruto exclaimed happily and everyone turned to him with theirs fixed on him. Congrats kid, Kurama said. It's over. Gato is more than dead, Kakashi said looking at Naruto and laughed. So Zabuza, have you thought about Naruto's proposal? Kakashi asked and Zabuza started pondering. He was tired of this life and if went to the Leaf perhaps he could witness that attack once again. That lightning dragon was beautiful. I'll go with you. I'm tired of this life. Besides I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that, Zabuza said as he pointed to massive missing piece of bridge and Naruto smirked. By the way Naruto, congrats, that is one powerful jutsu easily S ranked, Kakashi said happy that he inherited his father talents. And the best thing is that its chakra consumption is practically non-existent since the dragon is powered by the natural electricity of the sky, Naruto replied and Kakashi nodded. Maybe you can teach it to me, Kakashi said. You need a very high lightning affinity as you need to manipulate the very essence of electricity and also manage to gather it up in the sky, but if you have I would happily teach it to you Ni-san, Naruto said. Ni-san? Zabuza asked. We aren't really brothers but we are close enough, Naruto said. Dobi, I demand you teach me that jutsu, Sasuke said walking up to Naruto. No, Naruto simply said. What do you mean no? That power should belong to me and Uchiha Elite, Sasuke said. The reason I won't teach it to you is because you have the wrong goals. Revenge and lust for power, Naruto said and walked off leaving Sasuke angry. The council will heard about this, Sasuke thought. Okay everyone, let's head home. Tazuna, you can work peacefully now that Gato is dead. We will probably be a few more days since Naruto decided to blow up the bridge, Kakashi said glaring at him. Naruto simply scratched the back of his head. Few days later everyone was at Tazuna's place packing to leave. The bridge was complete and the wave was starting to recover from Gato's tyranny. Haku became good friends with Naruto and Hinata since they shared a common background. They were both hated and chased away from what they contained, either it be a demon or bloodline. Haku recovered very well since Naruto summoned a healing fox to help her treatment. Zabuza gave Naruto a few pointers and tips on his sword style. Zabuza was surprised when he found out that Naruto was an Uzumaki, masters in the art of the sword. Kakashi was almost floored when he found out about Naruto. Flashback, everyone had arrived at Tazuna's house coming from their battle. They found it was a good idea to leave some backup in the house as two thugs attacked and tried to kidnap Tsunami and Inari. Kakashi called Naruto over and they both went outside of the house into the woods. So, care to explain how you could see Zabuza and Haku in the mist, Kakashi said. I know I can trust Kakashi-sensei. My father never told you this. Actually I believe he never told anyone other than my mother, Naruto said and activated his Sharingan. Kakashi's eyes widened when he saw a 3-tomo Sharingan fire up in Naruto's eyes. How can you have the Sharingan? Neither you mother or father were Uchihas, Kakashi said. Actually my father was an Uchiha, he just never told anyone. Did you ever wonder how could he be so fast? It's true he used the Hirishin, but a normal person without any bloodline wouldn't be able to react in time at those speeds, Naruto explained, and Kakashi asked why he never pondered that situation. So how many people know that you are an Uchiha? Kakashi asked. So far the old man, Hinata, Shino, Kurenai-sensei and you. And I'm happy I never told anyone since I awakened it when I was 5, otherwise I would probably join the Uchiha clan in the grave, Naruto said, sending shivers to Kakashi. Oh, another thing. Naruto started. I kind of copied your Chidori. Since Raiden is my main affinity, do you mind if use it? Naruto asked, rubbing the back of his head sheepishly. I have no problem with that. Besides, the Chidori was created to be used in conjunction with the Sharingan, so it serves you well. Kakashi said. I wonder why Sensei never told me, Kakashi wondered out loud. It's probably because of who was his father, Naruto said, and Kakashi raised an eyebrow. My grandfather was Uchiha Madara, Naruto said, and Kakashi froze hearing that name. How is it possible? Kakashi asked. Madara didn't die in his battle with Hashirama, and a few years later my father was born. Naruto said. Geez, with blood like that and how he is, no, Naruto will be extremely powerful later on, Kakashi thought. You know the council will be on your ass when they find out, right? Kakashi asked. Don't worry, I already studied politics and laws. I knew someday I would need them, Naruto said, laughing. This is the reason I asked the old man not to be on your team. I knew Sasuke would be with you so you could train his Sharingan when he awakened it, and I would someday have to use it, and I didn't want to always be covering it up with a genjutsu, Naruto explained, and Kakashi nodded. I'm just picturing the council faces when they find out, Kakashi said, laughing. Let's go home and rest. You need to work on the bridge tomorrow since you blew it up, Kakashi said, and Naruto sighed. End flashback. Everyone from town was gathered up in the bridge saying their goodbyes to their heroes. The brave shinobi that killed Gato and freed the wave. Don't cry, Inari, I'll come visit, Naruto said. Inari simply nodded. Take care, old man, Naruto said to Tazuna. Goodbye, and don't forget to visit. Tazuna said, and everyone nodded and left towards the leaf. What should we name the bridge? One of the town's people asked. How about the super great Tazuna Bridge? Tazuna said, and Tsunami bonked him in the head. How about the Great Naruto Bridge, since he was the one that killed Gato and convinced Inari to fight for what he wants? Tsunami replied, and everyone agreed. The Great Naruto Bridge it is, Tazuna said, watching everyone leave. Hokage's office. One day later, everyone was in the Hokage's office giving their report of the mission. Since their group was only shinobi, they managed to get back to the leaf much faster, even having to stop a few times so Sakura could rest. Naruto has the same talent as his father, the Hokage thought, reading about his lightning attack. And turned to the missing nin in the room and starting massing his temples. You give me nothing more than paperwork, Naruto-kun, the old man said. How about this? You let Zabuza and Haku join the leaf and I tell you how to defeat paperwork, Naruto said, and in a flash the Hokage threw 2 headbands to Haku and Zabuza and started shaking Naruto's shoulder, begging him to tell. Everyone watching this sweat dropped. 2 words, Naruto said, and Hokage focused on him. Kage Bushin, he said. The Hokage walked calmly to his chair. He opened one drawer and took a paper that said, "Smash here." He put the paper on the table and started slamming his head, saying, "Stupid, stupid. I'll allow it. Zabuza, since you are a missing nin, you will have a 6-month probation period." The Hokage said, and he nodded. Haku, since you don't have any village affiliation, you can join a genin team next graduation, how about it? He asked. Actually, Hokage-sama, I would like to become a combat medic. I have good knowledge of poison and medicinal plants, she said, and the Hokage pondered. Very well, you can start in the hospital. I'll have someone teach you the basics, but you still need to be on a genin team and advance to at least Chunin until you can dedicate full time, the Hokage explained, and she nodded. Everyone dismissed, the Hokage said, and create 3 shadow clones to do paperwork. Naruto-kun, how about I take you to ramen? The Hokage said, and Naruto started jumping in the air shouting, "Ramen, ramen. This village is crazy," Zabuza said, and Haku nodded.